From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hey, I'm Gary Edelman.
Hi, this is Wayne Motz.
Hi, I'm Joey, Sir AC, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
And that's the coolest.
And that's the coolest.
Hi, this is Caroline Janey, and you are live on Addressing Gettysburg.
I love this podcast.
You're listening to Addressing Today.
I'm from Clarion.
You can stay over now, but I'm going over now.
Eric, be quiet.
Don't post that.
Put him in the cell with a long hose on him. Put him in the cell with a long hose on him.
No! Hello, everybody, and welcome to AG Today. That means Addressing Gettysburg Today, and that means fun. I am your vainglorious host, Matt, and with me is, of course, the lovely and incomparable Bethany Yingling. Hello, Bethany.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. It's so good to see you.
I know.
How are you doing today? Are you feeling okay? You said you think you have either a cold or heartburn. Oh, that sounds like a cold.
No, that's heartburn.
Oh,
So,
thank God it was just stomach acid.
I'm on a new medication, and it's just like.
What is the medication? Do you mind?
They switch from pantoprazole to omeprazole.
Of course. Oh my God! It's the old pantoprazole meprazole switch.
Yes.
Yeah. So that means that you no longer are dealing with the infection from that tail you had removed when you were 8 years old.
Correct.
Ah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm sorry I divulged that last week, but sometimes, when you do a show live, you got to keep it going, right? And sometimes
About my tail?
well, about anything. And you forget.
Yeah.
That, she told me that in confidence.
I'm sure if I really sat down and thought about it, I could come up with a doozy for you, but
Probably.
I feel like you pretty
I
much
don't think you need to think that hard.
I feel like you tell everybody everything, so...
That's a great way of protecting yourself.
110%.
Yeah. You just tell everybody everything. They ain't got nothing on you.
They have nothing on
Yeah.
you. I could run for office and people would go, she did this and she did that. And I'd be like, and
I
who
already
else
told
doesn't
them.
know that?
Right, exactly.
You're the last person to know.
Before I announce my candidacy for presidency, I just want you to know that I killed a busload of school children when I was 23 and high on meth. Now, my plan for the country.
Exactly. I did not do that.
Yeah.
I did not do that.
Right. I did not kill that busload of children when I was 24.
Yeah.
It was 23.
Right.
Now let me get back to work for the American people.
Exactly. That is my campaign
That was
promise.
my George Bush impression.
Very good.
How was that?
Very good. I liked it a lot.
Good.
Which one?
W.
Oh.
Yeah. This is him on
It was so good.
This is him on 9/11. He goes, I hear you. And pretty soon the people that knock these buildings down are going to hear you. Remember? When he got up on the rubble with the megaphone? That was him.
I don't remember him sounding like that.
George Bush. I hear you. And pretty soon the people who knock down these buildings are going to hear you.
I don't remember him sounding like that. I don't remember him sounding like Bill Clinton.
Well, he did.
But I mean, I could have been mistaken.
Oh, you could have been. Well, you're a little younger than I am. So you might have...
About 40 years younger.
Yes. And you might have misunderstood a lot of the world around you at the time.
Oh.
Speaking of, we weren't even born. But have you been following? I know, Mikey, 6 questions. You've been digging through them. I kind of was scanning them a little bit. The JFK files.
Yeah. No.
Have you seen? What do you think about it, Mikey? Nothing burger, right?
Yeah, basically it's an insight into how the CIA worked in the 1960s.
Yeah.
Outside of that, not much.
But they did say Lee Harvey Oswald was a terrible shot.
They did say that, and you know what? I have a way where I can say, yeah, he was a terrible shot. That's why it took him 3 tries to hit the guy in the head. So,
or maybe he was
being a terrible shot.
Head.
See, everybody's like, "Oh, that headshot." There were 2 shots before that. that missed the head. That's what you're aiming for. He wasn't aiming for his back. Please.
I could have done it in one.
I think a lot of people
there.
could have done it in one if you weren't nervous about the situation. But he, even though he was a kook, I think he still knew the gravity of the situation. I'm trying, you know how like when we do the history shows, I always try to like bring it down to like the individual level and everything. And being a world-renowned psychologist and psychiatrist, as I am, I think I can tell you that even a psychopath knows what he's doing isn't going to go over well with the peeps. And also, there's just an adrenaline rush, you know? You're up there, 6th floor, beautiful day, all these happy people down there, and you're about to ruin their afternoon.
Did you ever read the book about the killing of, or the shooting of Garfield? And about the guy
cat?
The guy who did it.
Oh, yeah, where was he
what
from?
It was called.
Yeah, well, what about it? I didn't
That
read it,
book,
but there was a documentary about it.
He talked about it later in his psychology about what he was thinking whenever he did it.
What did he say?
Fascinating. It was more of he was so excited to be a
to meet
part
the
of
president,
to just be a part of history.
Yeah,
like now he'll see what I am capable of.
Exactly, and
I was like,
because that was the thing. Like, wasn't he like not hired for a job that he applied for? Right,
I believe so.
And Oswald was this nut job who thought he was more important than he really was. He was a loser, born loser. And his mother was a psycho. And he like when he came back from Russia, his brother picked him up at the airport. And the first thing, maybe the second thing, Oswald said to his brother was, "Where are all the reporters?" And his brother was like, "What reporters?" And he's like, "Well, I figured they'd want to talk to a former Marine who defected to the Soviet Union." And his brother's like, "F you, you're a loser." No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he tried to kill himself.
And he tried to kill himself.
But half-butted it.
You could say ass. Half-butted it.
You
and
yelled at me like
ass. You said the F. You dropped an F-bomb. That's
and there was
a child in the room.
Listen,
Which, by the way, Grant had fun with that on Instagram.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
I definitely owe her like $20 in swear jar money.
Yeah, you do.
Swear jar.
Because when we went out to eat afterwards, it was like I couldn't help myself. Every word that came out of my mouth was a swear word, and I was awful.
You were,
and I couldn't help it.
I know, and you're never that way. It's only when children are around.
Only
you're like a truck driver.
I am. I used to run a children's museum. It's like really great.
Yeah. You're cursing like Andrew Dice Clay. You want to hear my Andrew Dice Clay impression?
Oh, good Lord.
But I'll do you as Andrew Dice Clay at dinner Andrew Dice Clay as you at dinner last week. All right, it was like let me get the bleep button here because I can't. Yeah, let me just get that.
That's all it'll be.
Already here, right? Basically. All right, so this was Bethany at dinner as Andrew Dice Clay. Here we go. Andrew Dice Clay as Bethany. So I said to her, "Go f yourself. I'm doing this for my f***ing country."
That is not how I sounded, and that is also not Andrew Dice Clay. Also,
again, you were younger.
Also, Bill Clinton.
Well, okay. It's Destiny of the Republic by Candace Millard. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Yes. That's a great book.
Yes.
And just the medical about it and how they basically killed him
they killed him with a dirty finger.
Basically. They made, by the time he was done, it was like almost like a 7-inch long hole in his back.
Hole in his back, yeah. God, we're so lucky that we have things like antiseptics and anesthesia and Anastasia.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Romanov.
the best thing in the world is?
Yes,
I'm so
I do,
glad,
but I can't say it here.
that I'm so glad medically we have, and it's so stupid, but I have never felt better, is...
Preparation H.
No. Oh my God, you pulled it out of my head.
No, that's not where that goes. By the way,
a saline drip. Like
I've never
like saline. Where they put it in your body.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh my God.
Why is that so good?
Well, it hydrates you. You don't realize how dehydrated you are until you've had a saline drip, and then you're like, oh my God, I could lift mountains.
We should all have a saline drip like once a week.
I would pay big bucks for that.
But I don't understand that. How does saline is salt? So how does that?
Well, it's replenishing both.
Electrolytes.
Don't electrolytes me, people in the back. The hell are you talking? But yeah, electrolytes. But okay.
when I was in there for my
What? Go ahead.
what is this?
Stomach bug.
What did I have?
You had food
removed?
poisoning.
The flu?
My gallbladder.
Your gallbladder.
I had my gallbladder removed,
Yes.
and then I had to be on a saline drip, and I was like, "Oh my god, guys,
Ow.
did you see that? Did you know there was color? Like that's how great it was.
Yeah, the world was new
it was
to you.
like a whole new world.
So this is a question that is interesting. 6 questions poses in the comments section. He says, more infamous swearing incident on AG Today, Cam letting one slip or Bethany cursing in front of a child. Which one do you think is worse?
Oh, shit.
Or you saying the F-bomb in front of a dear child on her birthday?
She told me about it later, let me tell you.
She did. She gave you a hard time.
She did. And she goes, "Where's my money?" When I went to leave, it was fantastic.
Yeah, give me my money.
And I gave her a mechanical pencil out of my pocket.
Well, that was very nice of
I
you.
know, I'm so
That
classy.
was very nice of you.
So classy.
Since we are talking about things like Preparation H and saline, now's a great time to give a shout out to our friends at Gettysburg WellSpan Urgent Care.
Wow, there you go. Hello, everybody.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
It's urgent care. It's time to be taken care of.
I think they're watching right now.
Are they really?
I think.
Wow,
We should make
that
a
is
jingle
something.
for them.
50,
We should. I think we should, yeah.
50-50 chance.
We've
they
got
are.
you guys playing over here at Urgent Care.
No.
Well, hello, everybody at Urgent Care. I hope you're having a calm evening
Yeah, I
this
hope there's like
evening.
no one in the waiting room.
I hope you don't get to see any of us tonight. You know, the night's still young. You never know.
We got Doc Foose here.
Doc Foose is in the house.
He said thank you.
Doc Foose is in the hoose. Doc Foose is in the hoose. Doc Foose is, that's going to be the song. Doc Foose is in the hoose. Maybe our guest can help us with that song. Our guest
We
today.
have
One
a
of our
great
guests. We actually have 2 guests
musical
today.
guest.
We should go co-write over at Urgent Care with the whole staff.
And we could film a music video there as we the camera goes through the hallway and all the nurses come out dancing
Oh my
and
gosh,
everything.
yes, please.
Got like one of those metal bins full of somebody's vomit that they just puked out. And
Full
they're
of
and then
Preparation H.
We surprise them because they're
Yeah.
coming out the door and we're like, Doc Foose is in the house. And they're like, and then the vomit's all over. It's gross. And then that would be fun. We could do that.
We're all getting like needles and
Yeah.
saline drips.
Doc Foose is in the house. Poor Doc Foose. All right, so listen. I'd like to say happy birthday to 2 very special people.
Yes.
Okay, your niece Katie the niece we call her.
Katie the niece.
She watches once in a while. Your sister doesn't, but this is her daughter.
Yeah.
And
Daughter?
Her daughter. This is her daughter. And then, of course, a great friend of ours out from the Pittsburgh way, the great one and only Richie Condon.
Yeah, today's
his 29th birthday, and happy
he really
birthday.
29?
Yeah, he's a young pup. Happy birthday to you, Richie. He's not 29. I don't know what he is.
How old is
It's
he?
like 38, 39, something like that,
I was
maybe.
going to say, I thought we were the same age.
He had a post on Facebook last night and said goodbye to 35. So
Well-
that must
Oh,
mean
I'm
he's
older than him.
Goodbye to
Oh,
35.
no.
32, 33 then.
It's been 4 years since we first parted ways, but I still miss you, 35.
Still
I think
miss
that's what
you,
his post
35.
was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
What?
No.
See? All right. What? Cindy Lou Bethany? What? What are you looking
coming soon. Bethany selling saline drips in the back alleys of Gettysburg. You're not kidding, Gene. I'm just saying.
Well, let's talk
look
about
for
big
it.
balls then.
You can get them. You can pay money and get like a vitamin infusion with saline and stuff.
Can you
Actually,
really?
Yeah.
Cindy got
Are you
me
kidding me
a
right
gift
now?
certificate.
No.
Cindy got
Whoa.
me a gift certificate to a thing for like one of those salt floats and an oxygen bar,
They're pretty cool.
right?
Did you do it?
No, I haven't done it yet because when do I have time to go do anything and
Can
take
we
care of
please
myself?
go do something like that together? Because I want to watch.
You want to get in a salt bath with me?
Not an assault bath, but an oxygen bar.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Don't you just breathe instead?
Yeah, but it kind of
Yeah.
gives you a little bit of a.
But you put it on because it's pure oxygen.
It's shit.
I was told that casinos
Like we breathe
pump pure oxygen
They
into
do.
the air conditioning to keep you awake, and it's true because I went to Vegas once and I didn't want to go to sleep. I didn't want to gamble, but I didn't want to go to sleep.
They want you to be awake, alert, and spending more money.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Although I would spend more money if I was tired. So I don't know if that works.
No, I'd go to bed if I was tired. That's
no,
what I would
get
do.
goofy when I'm really tired. Or goofier.
Yeah. Well, I think we should go. Let me go and use the spa day myself, if you will, for my things, and then I'll come and report back to you guys, and then we'll make a plan. And we'll go to the oxygen bar together. What else do they have over there? Is oxygen bar, salt float,
and you have the zero gravity massage chair.
Oh, I have that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Is that where they hang you by your feet?
No.
Oh, that I want.
How does it work then?
Yeah, how does zero gravity work?
I showed you the picture. It's one of those chairs that like it's kind of it envelops you. It's got like the things around your arms.
Nope.
Nope.
Floating, but it's a massage chair. Hell to the no, whoa, to the no.
That sounds kind of nice to me. You know, they also have these things. It looks like a tanning bed. You get in it, but I think you lay like down, like face down.
Face down.
And when they put the coffin lid back over you, instead
Can
of
you
it
not call it a coffin
well,
lid?
that's what it feels like. Instead of it being like solid, plastic or whatever they make those things out of on top, there's a vinyl sheet or something, and then water jets blast down on that.
Torture.
No,
it's like a water massage.
Yeah.
You've done that?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have such back problems.
Me too. I have an appointment coming up here.
Has anyone been
to get the electrode thing done?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I love that.
Because the muscles twitch and everything. I told Cindy, I always tell Cindy, karate kick me in the back. Because I want to pop
I told Mark, I said, stab me really hard in the back.
Yeah.
And he's like,
That's right. I'm like, punch me right here. And she goes,
don't dare.
You do. She doesn't want to hurt me.
Here, I'll kick you in the back if you punch me in the back.
Deal.
Awesome.
You have yourself a deal.
I would totally do that for you because I know what it feels like.
It's awful. It's absolutely awful. All right. We've got an action-packed show for you tonight, and we promise nothing but laughs every minute and exciting information. You really don't want to miss this show, ladies and gentlemen, as this is the second show since announcing my retirement and the end of Addressing Gettysburg. The final year of Addressing Gettysburg, our farewell tour. You're going to love this afternoon's show.
Or like the Stones. We'll be back in
like the Eagles.
At the end of the year.
The hell freezes over many, many times, 20 years in a row. But anyway, we're going to come back with our first guest, who you'll remember from years ago, or I don't know when it was, a year ago. Javier Sandoval. He is, of course, the grandson of the great Arturo Sandoval, and he is the frontman of Heads or Tail Experience, a fantastic local band. You're going to love it if you haven't heard it before. We'll be right back after these words.
If you like this podcast and what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming interesting history podcasts here at Addressing Gettysburg. It really helps the channel, and it's completely free. That's the best thing. It's completely free. Please help us make our goal of 25,000 subscribers by Memorial Day. Thank you very much.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and Everything Easy Company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website GettysburgMuseumofHistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the GettysburgMuseumofHistory.com.
AG Today.
Now this reminds me of Night Court.
Yeah. You know, I just want to read a little letter here.
Is it from Kathy?
It's from somebody else, real quick. Just a little part of the letter. It's a very long letter. Matt, I don't know if you realize this, but as history podcasts and history podcasters go, you are the epitome of cool. Oh. And you know, I just remind you of that letter there because I just wanted to remind you of that letter. And also our guest is the epitome of cool. You know, there's not a lot of people around here who are cool. You know, there's like, oh, that guy's cool, you know. But there's not a lot of people who are like, wow, that guy's cool. Our guest today, Javier, from the Heads or Tail Experience, is what we call cool. Welcome back, Javier.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
You're very welcome. It's good to have you back. So listen, you're back. Last time you were here, you had a different hat.
Did I?
I believe
Yes.
so. I believe you did.
Okay.
It wasn't a girl's hat.
I like his hat.
No, I'm not making fun of it. I'm saying I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
I like that you can wear anything.
Thanks.
And it just looks like Javier. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like you're wearing a girl's hat and a Kevlar vest.
Yeah, is that a plate
But you
carrier?
are, but it doesn't look like it.
Right.
It just looks like
Javier.
hell.
Yeah,
Javier's
showing
here. And you don't have actual Kevlar. You don't have plates in there.
That's right.
You have sand
That's
in
right.
there. But
It's
so if
sand.
somebody, like if you get in a fight at a bar and somebody goes to punch you in the gut,
It's gonna hurt.
they're going to hurt themselves.
True.
And you're going to just be like,
The sand punches back.
so what's going on with you?
Not much. Just hanging out, rocking out.
Yeah, you were at Gettysburg Rocks not too long ago.
True.
And I heard you guys tore the house down. Like literally just went nuts.
I guess.
And people loved it.
The building's no longer there.
Yeah.
That's how much you
Yeah.
tore the house down.
And Cindy, what did you say he emceed at? Didn't you say he emceed something or was going?
Said that they won. Ask him what he won.
What did you win?
Here you go.
We won an award for the best funk groove jam band at the
Really?
Central Pennsylvania Music Hall of Fame Awards.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't mean to toot my own horn.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do when you go on a show like this.
Exactly.
You toot.
Okay.
No, don't toot, but toot
All right.
your own horn.
It's a small room.
So, well, that's great. And is that the first award you guys have won?
Yeah, that was the first one.
And
Well deserved.
what do you
Thank
do
you.
with the trophy?
We put it on a shelf.
In the like the rehearsal space?
Yeah, in the studio.
Okay.
You know, a lot of really famous people put their trophies in like the bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
To put it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I will leave it in there.
Yeah.
That's funny, but I remember Bo told us a story about like he went and had drinks at some old like classic Hollywood starlet's house or something when he was a young guy, and he went in the bathroom to take a leak, and her Oscar was there right on the toilet.
But I think other people have said that.
Yeah.
Like they ask them, well, where'd you put it? And they're like, well, it's in the bathroom.
But that just goes to show how insecure and down on themselves those people are.
I don't know. I think it would be a fun conversation piece.
Well, it is that too, but I don't think that's what it is. I think they never can really be proud of themselves. I don't know. This isn't Dr. Phil, right?
Yeah, we got the wigs on.
So, all right, so you won the award.
Right.
You've been playing out a lot, but you have a regular job, right? This isn't something you guys do full time.
Well, I have a landscaping company.
Oh, that's right. You
Yep.
do.
Looked at a lot of mulch jobs today. In fact, one of my clients gave me this vest. He was like, I got something you're going to like.
Do you dress this way when you go landscaping? So you've got that. The other guys, they've got their own sources of income or whatever, right? So you're not doing this full time, yeah. But you guys are. I hear good things about you. Like people see you and they really like you. And I have to say, like, there were good bands at Gettysburg Rocks. I was there for 1.5, and then Cindy sent me videos of others and everything. But you guys are like on a different planet.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I mean that as a compliment, right? Like you're out of this world, if you will.
Thanks.
And I really admire it. And I told you this last time. I admire the fact that you could, first of all, you could find a keyboardist, you could find a bassist, you could find a drummer and everything like that. That doesn't mean you gel.
True.
Right? You guys gel.
Thanks.
Tell us about your gelling.
Well, we try to gel. We've all known each other for a long time. So we just hang out, have fun, make music.
Did you grow up together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Go. What?
I was just going to say, my brother and Caden, Diego and Caden, they went to school together and they started it.
Okay.
And I just started singing.
So did you not want it? Like you just kind of thought it would be fun, or were you like a singer as you were a kid? Did you sing a lot, or?
I sang a little bit growing up, nothing crazy, just like chorus and some theater and stuff like that. And then I was in another band when they started. I was like, I'm in my own band, guys. And then eventually I was like, hey, why don't we all just team up?
So you combined the bands?
No, I just
I
just joined Heads or Tails.
You went with them.
Yeah.
So I mean, but you had to have known probably around high school that you had a voice, not necessarily a singing voice. You just have a good speaking voice.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But you had to have recognized that, or somebody had to tell you, right?
Yeah, some people tell me.
Yeah.
They're like, you'd be good on the radio.
You would.
Yeah. I applied for a part-time job there.
Yeah. You don't want to work on the radio.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to call me back.
No,
I didn't bring a resume.
But you don't want because they don't want, because you know why? Because you've actually got talent.
Oh, thanks. Those guys over there are cool.
No, I'm sure they are. But I'm saying, no. Don't get me wrong. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have talent, and station managers and whatever, they don't want true talents. They want people who have the talent of following directions and hitting their post and doing what you got to do for mainstream radio.
Yeah, like a job.
A job, exactly. And you have a pleasant voice, right?
Thanks.
That's what they want you to have.
Okay.
Yeah. You have a pleasant voice, but you have a personality that would be wasted on radio.
Thanks.
Yeah. You should do a music podcast. Is what
That
you
would
should
be
do.
cool.
Yeah.
But we're working on it.
Yeah.
Well,
I will help you if you need it.
Okay. I might take you up on that.
You should.
I think you should tell the story of when you first saw him, because that's a great story for people that haven't heard it.
Well, I don't remember it. No.
Oh, well, I do.
I do.
Oh.
No, you do. I do. It was at the farmer's market.
Right.
And we're just walking around, and it's a lovely day, and Cindy and I are skipping through the fields. No, you weren't there. This is before Cindy. So I'm skipping through the field. And no, I would go there every day, right? And normal things. So I get up in the morning. It's 8 o'clock. I'm walking around. It might not have been 8 o'clock because you wouldn't have been there at 8 o'clock, would you?
Maybe like 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It was probably mid-morning. Probably had a long night of drinking on Friday.
My God, the story gets longer every time. I'm sorry I asked about it.
I was probably wearing cargo shorts. And anyway, I'm walking around, and I hear this band start funking up, or whatever they're doing. And I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. That's pretty good. And so I stop and I watch. Now, so they set up the band like in a field, and then they use the blacktop around the field. It makes a horseshoe, and that's where the vendors are. And so the band's out in the field, and I'm watching them play, and they're warming up, and, well, it's pretty good. They're like, they've got something here. These kids have it. And then I see this psychopath get out of his car and run across the street, up onto the grass, straight towards the back of the drummer. And this guy, I'm thinking school shooter type of situation, okay? Because he's got knee pads and elbow pads and like goggles, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to witness something. Do I intercede, or do I get my camera out?
Or do I run?
Or do I run? He's running. He gets there, busts around the drummer, goes up to the front of the band, grabs the microphone, is like, "What's up, everybody?" And then it's like, "Oh my God, it's the lead singer." And I thought it was amazing.
So he
almost as good as Elvis when he used to come out on stage in Vegas.
Not a shooter then.
Not a shooter.
Okay.
No. And then so I stayed around. I listened for a song or two, and I was just thoroughly impressed. I don't know. I didn't approach you, did I? Oh no, I did. I waited till you guys finished your first set. That's why I stayed for a set.
Yeah.
That's how much I liked them. I'm not going to do that for most people. I'll talk to Reza. I'll be like, Reza, who's that you got? And then I'll contact them later. But them, I like stayed for the whole set, and I went up to him and I was like, you got to come and do my podcast. Like 5 people will watch it, you know? And so we did. All right, but let's talk about you. We don't want to talk about me.
All right.
You are you've recently decided to embark on a stand-up comedy career.
Right. Yeah, I'm working on a comedy album. It's going to be called Bomb Threat. Thanks. Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Oh, that was good. I like that. No, that was actually very good. All right, so go ahead, make us laugh.
That's not
isn't that
fair.
the worst?
That's
isn't
not
that the worst?
fair.
Do you want to do some of your routine?
Yeah, I could do a classic.
Do you want to do it like they do on the talk shows? Like you want me to ask you a question that'll lead you into a joke? You know,
I'm pretty new at this still. It's probably not going to be funny.
Good.
I think that's what makes it good. I guess.
What makes it good is the bombing. Yeah. Now, do you want to do it that way, or do you just want to go into a joke?
Sure. I'll just pretend I'm on stage.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, here we go. I will turn our microphones down a bit so that you can go ahead.
Yeah, I've been trying stand-up comedy. Yeah, it's something I really want to get into. Yeah, I really want to get into stand-up. Yeah. But every time... Hold up. Hang on. Wait.
But that was funny.
Yeah, but most people just tell me to sit down. Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right, go ahead. Give us another one.
This is so mean.
Let's see.
This is good. This is how you learn.
My mom's not gonna like this one. She doesn't like these jokes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I did 2 open mics, and I both of them. I'm still learning the craft, but each time I did a 9/11 joke. Right. They both bombed. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to look at this here.
People love that
Sorry.
one. Wow. The audience is going nuts. I mean, technically, they weren't bombs.
Well, it depends on how deep we want to go on
You
this.
can't. You're so mean, Matthew.
All right, give us another one.
Oh man,
You can
now
tell him to
you're
shut up.
squeezing me.
You only have 2 jokes?
I'm working on some new material. Working on some new material.
I know
guys.
I'm putting you on the spot. I know that's not fair of me to do, but
That's okay.
You know,
it's part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you got to work under pressure.
Yeah, when you're up there, they give you 5 minutes, and you know, I just hope I.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You only get
Do it.
5 minutes,
And
Yeah,
that
that's
goes
a lot
by
of time.
fast.
Not for me.
Really?
No, it takes a long time.
Oh, 5 minutes for me.
I got through all my jokes, and in the last 30 seconds or minute, they give you a light. And the biggest laughs I got, I was just like up there. I was like, I'm not seeing a light, and everyone laughed. I was like,
really?
Yeah.
That one didn't even make any sense.
Yeah.
Right? To them, I mean.
I'll hit him with he had to be there. I don't know.
So what, is this a serious thing, or were you just kind of like, oh, let me try it?
Yeah, I'm just joking around.
Yeah. So you really weren't doing the stand-up at all. I think you should.
I think it'd be fun.
I think you should develop some jokes. You got to think of them, develop them. Do you have any friends that are funny?
Yes, I got a lot of friends who are funny.
Could
Not
write
you,
jokes
though.
funny.
Stand-up.
No, I can't do that.
Well, ever since I started doing it, everyone's like, hey, you should try this out. They tell me their jokes.
Oh, and are they bad?
I mean, it's better than me.
Really? Maybe you just need to find a different style, so you don't get up and tell jokes, but maybe you do, because you're funny in conversation.
Yeah,
Thanks.
like that Stephen Wright guy that he would just do
The
little
observation.
one-liners.
Yeah, he was great. I saw him live once.
Did you really? I bet he
Yeah,
would be
I was a kid though, so I didn't appreciate it as much, but he was good.
I knew him first as the turtle in the Swan Princess movie.
The turtle.
I'm just saying. So, I can't say that I was drawn to his comedy.
I don't know what that is.
The Swan Princess movie?
I don't know.
Okay.
What is it?
It's a movie about the Swan Princess.
Is it Disney?
No, it's not Disney. It's Disney adjacent.
Javier, what do you think of adult Disney fans?
There's a lot of them out there.
There are a lot of them out there.
You better be careful.
No. Just look. He's not mean.
I'm on thin ice here.
No, you're fine.
No, that I can kick really hard.
All right, listen, first of all, her legs are too short. You're too far away. Number one. Number two, it's just a question. What do you think? I'm not asking you to bash them.
Right.
Just what do you think of adult?
I mean, hey, you know, everyone likes their own thing, you know?
That's the stupidest answer. No, come on.
Yeah, I
really.
like Star Wars. Star Wars is awesome.
What do you think of adult Star Wars fans?
I have a good friend who's an adult Star Wars fan.
How about do you guys get dressed up and go to the conventions?
He gets dressed up. I don't know if we go to conventions, but we'll fight with lightsabers outside.
If you went to a convention, who would you dress up as?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Anakin. Anakin's pretty cool.
You know, for some reason,
I don't have the hair for that.
Yeah, I do. No, you're too old.
I'm too old for all that.
Yeah.
You know, Anakin is
young Anakin.
Well, young Anakin,
child
right.
Yeah, learn your canon.
No, because I'd stop watching after that first one. There's this is
episode 1.
Episode 1. Yeah. The first of the cash grabs.
They're called prequels. Thank you.
They're called cash grabs, is what they are. They're awful.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, thank you back there. Did you know that she named her child after a Star Wars character?
Really?
Yeah, Darth. Darth Yingling.
Ezra.
Nice. Ezra, which is also a biblical name, right?
Yeah. When it depends on who I'm talking to.
Yeah,
we got layers.
If you're talking to the Amish, they're like, "Oh, there's my cousin Ezra over there,"
and I'm like, "Yeah, it's a biblical name." And then if it's people that,
like Star
get
Wars.
it, I'm like, it's from the Rebel show. It's after Ezra Bridger.
Are you that much into Star Wars that you know what she's talking about?
I didn't watch the TV shows.
What did you do what were you like as a kid?
Weird.
Yeah, I bet. Did you eat weird things?
I would. This is actually good. I've never talked about this, but I used to go outside and try to make food out of stuff I would find around.
When you mean stuff you would find around, you're talking litter on the side of the road or
more organic stuff.
Organic stuff.
Yeah, like sticks and grass.
Yeah.
Leaves.
So you were a survivalist before survivalism was cool.
Yeah. So you would try to make a salad out of stuff in the yard.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you would try to feed it to your friends or something.
I'd go show people I'm like, this is what this is. This is, and I come up with names.
And they're like, so what? Let's run around. Because most kids just want to run around. And
I did a lot of that.
Right?
A lot of running around.
You were in your head a lot.
I was.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Me too.
Now this is Dr. Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So you lived in your imagination.
True.
Right.
I did.
I can't do Dr. Phil. Yes, I can. So you lived in your imagination.
All right.
Now, was it to escape a sad childhood?
I think it was just to explore. Because, as a kid, you're limited to where you can go, but your mind can go anywhere.
Your mind can go anywhere. That's what I always said to Monica. So, it's like, I don't want to be here. It's like, your mind could go anywhere. So, okay. So, yeah, I was kind of the same way. I always wanted to create stuff, build a fort.
True.
A gallows. We built up a gallows once. That was interesting.
What?
The neighbors were really concerned. No, we didn't do that.
I wouldn't.
But you know what we did?
Was
do though?
Pete with you?
No. I didn't know Pete till high school. You know what we did do? And this is funny. My friend Mikey.
There's always a friend named Mikey.
Yeah.
Your stories.
And he was always
cannot be any more New Jersey. I mean, honestly,
he was always trouble.
New Jersey just threw up on your childhood, just
threw up on a lot. So Mikey and I, right? We somehow got a tube of this fake blood.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this kid a couple years younger than us down the road named Brian. And he was a nice kid, nice family and everything. But at that age, he's a dork.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make fun of the dorks. Pick on the dorks. So I said, all right, Mikey, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go get one of my cap guns. I'm going to tie you to the tree. I'm going to call Brian over. I'm going to tell him that the gun is real, and then I'm going to shoot. And then we're going to have the fake blood on your head already. And then you swing around after and so he could see the blood. And I was like, there's no way he's going to fall for this. But he fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And his eyes got as big as softballs when he saw Mikey swing around with the fake blood on his head and pretend to be dead. And he ran home. Well, 20 minutes later.
Do you want to know what he was thinking?
Hold on. 20 minutes later, we're now at Mikey's house, and a cop shows up. And he wants to see the gun. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's this little cap gun here. And he's like, all right, that's what I thought. He goes, you scared that kid down the street. He flagged me down. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And, you know, and yeah, so that was when I realized that there are stupid people out there. What were you going to say now?
I was going to say, do you know what he was thinking?
Yeah.
He was suddenly thinking, I thought this Matt guy was okay. But in reality, he's psychotic.
He's a psychopath.
Oh my God, save me before he shoots me. And then you are just laughing maniacally like a crazy person.
If I could be honest here, it was actually a story that I had heard because this kid in my class was saying that his older brother supposedly did this. But it didn't work on the kid that they played the trick on. He didn't fall for it. But we had a stupid neighborhood. Anyway.
I can't handle you sometimes. I worry.
So you were an imaginative kid.
True.
Were you hard to handle? Were you always like confounding and flustering your parents?
Mostly my mom. I tap a lot and like make annoying sounds and stuff.
Did you play drums with your pens?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All the time.
And how, like homework, what was doing homework like?
I didn't do it. I did it like in the morning.
Oh, but you did do it.
Sometimes.
But you wouldn't do it after school.
No.
Because it's hard.
Yeah.
You're sitting in that god-awful prison all day.
Other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So you would get up early in the morning and do it.
I would just do it like in class.
In the hallway.
In class, last minute.
You guys do this last night?
Really? You were the same way, Court?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really?
I graduated high school with I think like a 2.4 GPA.
I wish I had GPA that high. So I had to do it at home. Now I'm talking like when you're little, not high school, right? Like I had to do it after school, right? And you know, go on the dining room table.
Mama calorie not.
And she's she was freaking because you know she's like, what's your homework tonight? And I'd tell her, and I'd show her, and she's like, all right, get out there and do it. You know, after dinner. Dinner ends at what, 6:30, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm in there. You know, beating on this, and she's like, what are you up to? And I go, just doing my math homework. She goes, that's what you started with an hour and a half ago. And homework was tough because I could not get into it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't buckle down. She was constantly coming back in, you know, yelling at me, do your homework, do your homework.
When are you supposed to decompress? You know?
Thank you.
If you had just done it, it would have been done in 15 minutes.
I couldn't do it because back me up on this.
All right.
Go.
It's hard, man. It's not simple. Like it's a lot of work. Like you got to think about everything you learned that day and then you got to rehash it out on some paper for what? Just to retain the information?
You didn't want to be there.
I didn't. Right? You didn't want to be there. Yeah, right. So
don't play K-Town.
And how it's right. Look, the worker bee, the average thinking person, right? Or not thinking person, can go to school, do what they're told to do, go home, do their homework, you know, put a bow in their hair and be all prim and proper.
Right.
But we geniuses, we can't do that.
Yeah, we got other stuff cooking.
Right? Our brains are like, when am I going to get out of this? Let me loose into the world.
Right.
And yeah, so I think that's the difference. That's the difference. Did you like school, Bethany?
Loved school.
Oh, you did.
I actually went back to get my master's because I missed school.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
I love learning.
There are people that do like stay in school forever.
Yeah, but
True.
I was also working and was married and blah 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 blah. But like it wasn't just no, but I'm saying I wasn't just like going from one thing to the next in school.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. Once I was out, I was out.
And my college career lasted way longer than it should have because I did everything part-time.
But that's not well. Okay, so that's a little different. There are people that stay in school for like all through their 20s. They get mastered, like more than one master. Some may go for the PhD, and then they come out and they can't get a job because they have no experience.
Yeah, I worked
overqualified, underexperienced. So it's better to just not go to school, right?
We had very different childhoods, vastly different childhoods.
Break out on your own. So it's interesting, though. Okay, so you used to make food and things out of organic things, daffodils, dandelions, twigs, whatever you find, and now you're a landscaper.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Freudian.
Here we go. Full circle.
So yeah, we've come full circle. So now you're making a living. See, I always used to think, I still think it, that the things that you gravitated toward as a child are the things you should do as an adult if there is a career in them, right? And the sad thing is, and I think the reason why 95% of the country is depressed is because people don't do that because they think it's child's play,
right?
Because they're told, oh, don't do that, it's child's play, right? But you were literally doing child's play, and you had it. But what was it about that stuff that interested you, that made you want to make salads out of weeds?
I think it's just about being creative. I think, I think you're right. Like a lot of people are sad these days. And I think a lot of people, like as they grow up, they don't play anymore.
They don't play anymore.
They forget to play.
They forget to play.
It's always good to be playful and play and do fun stuff.
What is that? What does Jack Nicholson say in The Shining? The Shining.
All work.
All work and no play.
Yeah.
Makes Jack a dull boy. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then he murders his whole family.
Right.
Or tries to. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that people need to play. You need to find a hobby.
Yeah.
Hobbies are good.
True. Have some kind of creative outlet.
Yeah. And you don't need to be, I can't paint. I can't. People hear that and they go, I can't.
You got to rearrange the furniture. That's being creative.
Rearrange the furniture.
Yep. I do it all the time.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the grass.
Go outside and pick daffodils or dandelions and make a salad.
Yep.
Don't eat it though, because the stuff that they put on lawns is not good to eat.
Yeah, you shouldn't eat that.
No, don't eat that. But do something like that. Go for a walk.
True.
Yeah, I think it's sad that people don't play.
Yeah.
Is everything printing now?
No, not my thing.
Oh. Oh, sorry.
I really think if you really want to play, I've got the place for you.
Play music.
No, at my house, man. That kid has the best imagination. You're playing the entire time.
Well, he's an adult now.
I thought you were going to say like Chuck E. Cheese or something.
No. Like, if I'm telling you, if you need to de-stress, I've actually had adults come over to my house and play with Ezra because they're just like, I need to de-stress.
Well, but you're not very stressed. You don't need to de-stress, do you?
I try not to de-stress. I try to live a stress-free life.
Yeah, you kind of just take it as it comes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you so with music? I guess music would be the play that you have now as an adult, right?
Sometimes it's like it's easy to get like take it too seriously and like it gets a little stressful. But I always just try to have fun with it. Even like writing jokes. Sometimes it's like really hard. But if I just write some jokes that I'm never gonna tell that are like too offensive or whatever.
Tell me an offensive one.
Oh my!
I already did.
The 9/11. That was an offensive one.
Some people might be offended.
I mean, I love a good offensive joke.
Okay.
I was not offended by that.
You got any good yo mama jokes?
No, see, I was never a joke guy either.
No.
There was one, I'll tell you later during the break, there's an offensive one that my dad told me when I was a kid, and I laughed so hard. And it was the first, like, clever joke that I got. And I was so proud of myself for getting it, and I laughed, like, very hard for minutes afterwards. I'll tell you later. It's a very common one. But I don't know. I like you. I like to just talk.
Yeah.
And
use your voice.
You find the humor in a conversation.
True.
I think you're very funny.
But I don't write jokes. I can't do that.
It's like riffing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same when I played music. Like I could write a song. Like I really just wrote down what the chords were and what the words were, and then just kind of play with it. When you try to put a structure on something, it's too boring.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you lose interest?
Let it be a little loose.
Let it be loose.
Sometimes following the rules is like sometimes you got to break the rules.
You have to learn the rules, and then you have to break the rules.
True.
If you don't learn the rules, then you're never gonna. Right, Court? You're a musician.
Sometimes the rules are a drag, man.
They're always a drag, man.
Yeah.
They're always a drag. But
except like don't murder.
Well, there's certain ones you should follow because you just won't feel good about yourself, let alone the damage you do. But yes, I think you need to break the rule. You got to learn to break them.
Right.
Okay, so you've got some. When are you going to do open mic comedy again?
Maybe this Monday at the Church of Satire. They got an open mic.
Where's that?
It's in Hanover, near the famous hot wiener.
Oh yeah, I was just by there today.
The one
the hot wiener on the corner.
Weren't there two? Isn't there one behind the mall? Or is that a different one?
It's the one by the square.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think people really like mean like out by the mall as Hanover. I mean, it is, but like when you say in Hanover,
it's the North Hanover Mall.
Yeah, I know, but you know, like but there's nobody would have a comedy club out there. You would do that in town.
Yeah, it's in town.
By a wiener place.
Exactly.
Which is a cool building because it's on that weird corner there. Okay, so are you really gonna do it, or you might do it?
I was gonna do it this Monday, but then the band guys are like, "Hey, yo, we're supposed to have practice, yo."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
They're jealous of your comedy career.
I don't know about that.
Why do they sound like The Godfather?
I'm gonna make you a practice you can't refuse. So what is for real? Like you go out, you get up on the mic or on the stage to do the open mic,
right?
Okay, for comedy. All right, let's pretend. I just want to hear your open.
Okay.
Can you do it? Can you get into the headspace there to do that?
Sure. I mean, I've only done like 2, but I learned a
two
good thing
jokes
to do,
or two
2 open mics.
Open mics. Okay.
Very far apart. A good strategy is to like hear a joke or something from the guy before, like and
then build on it,
and then build on,
yeah.
and make a reference to it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good way to open
right.
up.
Okay, but we don't have a guy on before you. You're the first one.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez, I've never done this one before.
Yeah, well, you got to learn how. Let's all here. How about everybody in the back? Let's all pretend. Okay, I'll announce them, and then we'll give them a nice big round of applause. And we'll make them feel welcome.
I'm getting some
okay?
practice in here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up here for the 3rd time at an open mic. Enjoy the comedy stylings of Javier Sandoval. Yay!
Thank you. Yeah, so I learned that writing jokes isn't easy. It's actually really hard. Personally, I like to get up here and just riff some stuff and see how it goes. It's also nice to have jokes that work.
All right. You know what?
We should come watch you.
Yeah, we should.
That'd be fun.
Javier is actually better at music.
Yeah.
I think your music is something that is unlike any other place
that we have around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're almost too cool for Gettysburg.
You are. You guys
cool.
do. Yeah. Do you guys play outside of this region?
Yeah, we just played a gig in Altoona with Sweet Desire. Those guys are awesome.
I love it.
Suede Desire.
Sweet.
Check them out. They just went full
Sweet
time.
or suede?
Suede.
Sweet Desire.
Sweet Desire.
I like
they like when I do
Suede
that.
Desire.
Yeah, I like that.
They're awesome. You should check them out.
Yeah, well, do that.
need to tell
do
them
the
they
Sweet
need to
Desire.
change their name.
Sweet Desire again.
Sweet Desire.
Yeah. That's good.
Wow.
All right, so you guys are playing where? You're going to play at Gary Owen.
Right.
On May 3rd.
All right, everyone get out your calendars.
Get your calendars out, ladies and gentlemen. May 3rd, 10 o'clock to midnight.
Right. It's going to be a party.
10 a.m. to midnight. That is a long
day.
Okay. And then you're going to be at the Rec Park for the Focus Foundation benefit on April 19th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's a long...
Well, there's other bands.
I'm
not sure what time we're playing. I don't know if we're opening or closing.
Well, you should go to it anyway because it is a benefit for Focus Foundation. Ooh, what's Focus Foundation?
They help people. I don't know.
Atlanta, you need to learn that, sweetheart.
ALS.
Is it ALS?
Nope.
Jeez.
We got to get some researchers in here.
Well, we'll have somebody Google it in the back and shout the answer out once they get it there. But you should probably learn.
I know. I gotta.
When you go to do these benefits, you should probably learn what they do.
I'm gonna do it on the way to the gig, kind of guy.
Yeah, don't do that. Do it.
It's like me running up on stage.
I know. Well, did you wake up late that day, or?
It just takes time to look this good.
we have info on the charity.
Go ahead.
Their homepage says our promise to XY chromosome variation disorder families to increase awareness, increase early detection, and discover innovative recovery treatments for X and Y chromosome variation disorders such as 47, XXY, also referred to as Klinefelter syndrome
Okay.
in early days of research.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Nice. So you're going to play there.
Yeah. We're still raising awareness.
Yes, we are doing it right now.
Right now.
You're going to do that. That's at the Rec Park. Again, that's April 19th, 11 to 3. So if you come into town on the 19th for, I believe that's actually one of our recording sessions over at the seminary for our anniversary shows. If you're going to be in town for that, maybe early on that day, you can head over to the Rec Park and see Javier and say, thank you, Javier, for coming on Addressing Gettysburg as often as you do, which is twice. But you're welcome to come back anytime. You don't need an invitation from us.
I could just show up.
Absolutely. You could either people do it all the time.
Really?
Of course. You could just show up, or you could just message us and say, "Can I come on?" You don't even if we have a guest, you can just come in and hang out. And
how do you think I got here?
Yeah. Bethany used to just sit outside the door.
Really?
Yeah.
And cry.
And she's like, "Can I? Somebody talk to me, please?" And we're like, "Okay, what's your name?" Bethany. It's like, "Okay, hi, Bethany."
Alms for the
Alms
poor.
for the poor. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna try to see you at one of these. That would be nice.
That would be cool.
I would like to maybe do the Rec Park one because hopefully the weather will be nice by then.
Hopefully.
Back to normal.
Happy first day of spring.
Is that today?
That's today. Happy first day of spring, everybody.
First day of spring. Fantastic.
Lord.
All right, listen. Here's something that I think everybody can agree with. We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
And the reason everybody can agree with that is because I call the shots around here, and you got no choice. So we're going to take a break. And I know. Thank you very much for coming on, Javier.
Thanks for having me.
Are you going to join us for dinner, or are you going to go home?
I might join you guys.
Join us.
You want me there?
Of course we do. Okay. You're always welcome. We're very happy to have you. And when we come back, we've got a fella who is a patron who reached out to me last year. I think it was last year, or maybe it was the year before. I don't know. Reached out to me and he said, "You are pathetic, and we need to figure out a way for you to fund your dreams." Tim Day will be here in a minute.
Right back. But will we? Stick around and find out.
Here's what's coming to our Patreon channel in 2025. So, he wouldn't say, like, what
This
like,
is part of the myth making, right?
Right.
Right. He's also not called the Grey Ghost during the war.
Is that true?
I can't find any evidence that anyone used that term. I think it comes about in the 20th century, and we really see it take off with the TV show in the 20th century. But I can find no newspaper reference or book reference from the 19th century calling him the Grey Ghost.
Amazing. It's popular culture and what it does.
Isn't it weird
right?
what it does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, but I mean, what a great name though.
It is. Yeah.
So, okay, but now, so this, he gets in the papers.
Okay.
He gets promoted because of this. What?
And Stewart issues a statement that he wants to be read to every regiment in the Army of Northern Virginia Cavalry that lauds the daring and audacity of
because he doesn't just get the general, he gets horses and other things.
He gets
right?
horses. He captures about 30 men, their horses. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
For
not bad.
9 guys or 10 guys.
And it's more than 9 at this point. It's about 20 because he's had
still.
men. But right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're getting into a general's bedroom.
Right.
Like, that's pretty good.
Somebody asked me, they said, okay, how does this pay compare to the civilian world?
That was okay. Good. Yes.
You're going to ask how
yes, that was given.
If I'm a private in the Union Army, what could I make? As a laborer or a farmhand, and those are the 2 really most common occupations. He's laborer or farmland. Okay, if I stay a civilian, and fortunately, if it takes a little bit of digging, but you can find it, because in the 1860 census, they frequently will list, okay, this is what occupations are, this is how much the guy's being paid. And it varies widely from state to state. It varies considerably north versus south, logically enough, because you have, of course, the slave labor available in the south. But on average, a farmhand in 1860 is going to make $14 a month.
Okay.
So that's right in line.
So yeah, right. So you're
and that could very well be why the Army increased their pay to $13 a month to compete.
So a little background then. We're talking about this idea that Longstreet's attack on the left, which ultimately would result in battles around the Peach Orchard, the Wheat Field, Little Round Top, Devil's Den, etc. That whole movement was meant to be executed right at dawn, according to Early, and it was supposed to be carried out by Longstreet's Corps. But as you point out, I believe Longstreet himself is there like on the evening of the 1st, and then his corps starts to trickle in throughout the night. They're delayed by Johnson's division, I believe, from Ewell's corps. So Longstreet's corps has to kind of wait while they filter onto the road and get into town. So they're a little bit delayed, so they're not going to get here in time for the first day. But they're still not up in full or even in the 2/3 that will end up launching that attack by dawn. So this claim from Early that it's supposed to happen at dawn is ridiculous. I don't know why people didn't Google it back then. But obviously there's no Google, so people have to believe it, right? Because why would this guy lie?
Right. Like 1,000%, but they're losing their way past redeeming. So
are you saying then that when people lose their faith in the government, they save their money instead of spend it? Or what causes the inflation? I mean, the
scarcity of goods versus monetary value and confidence in the government to be able to do what it does.
Okay.
If I'm not confident, if we go to thermonuclear war with Iran, which I don't think we hope we don't do, McDonald's hamburgers might go up to $20.
You don't want to miss out on all that, do you? Of course you don't. Go to patreon.com/addressinggettysburg, support the show, and learn a whole lot more.
Hey, would you like and subscribe and share? You may hate it, but someone else might like it. Welcome back to AG Today.
Some really wonderful comments during Javier's interview. Let's see here. Matt, your hair is looking good. Haunted Butterfly. Marie Bingaman likes Disney movies also. Thomas Canavan says, with those glasses, Javier looks like Johnny Five. Number Johnny Five, you're alive. Remember Johnny Five, Short Circuit? No, you don't. You're too young. Marie accuses me of wearing roadkill on my head. Bethany to Matt, you're mean. Also, Bethany, you only have 2 jokes.
I forget funny. Sometimes that I'm being recorded.
That's Kevin Tracy. That's good stuff.
I'm the worst.
Did a beaver die on your head, Matt? Says Mark Maritato. I think the guy who did the beards for Gettysburg made Matt's wig.
Probably.
He's having a great hair day. And then Grant had a good one there. Grant, this is my favorite because this is one of my favorite movies. Matt going with the Joe Pesci and JFK look today. That's right. The David Ferry look, if you will. Mm-hmm. You know, ladies and gentlemen, addressing Gettysburg is a passion of mine. And I'm very grateful to all of you, especially patrons, who have enabled me to do this for a living. Because I'll tell you something, I think it's my ADD, but I can't think of anything other than addressing Gettysburg. As much as it is literally killing me, I love it. I can't. Somebody asked me, Court asked me when he first came around, we were doing a practice show in here, and he said, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this? And I said, I'd be dead, because I can't think of anything else that I could do. And therefore I'd be living under a bridge, and I'd probably be some kind of meth head or something like that, starting forest fires in California.
But meth gives you anxiety, doesn't it?
It doesn't matter, because I'm on the way out. So who cares? So, you know, I have a lot of ideas, and ideas are worth nothing if you can't make them a reality. And in order to make these ideas a reality, because this has always been a problem of mine, Bethany, I'll tell you this honestly, I never can think small. I always have to think.
No.
Yes. I always have to think big.
What?
Yes. And, some say when they hear or see the amount of work that goes into addressing Gettysburg, they're kind of actually sickened or shocked because they say you make it look so easy. And I don't say that as a horn tooting thing, but, and I take that as a compliment when they say that, of course. But it isn't easy. It's fun. It's worth the effort. It's worth the stress. It's worth the everything. But it needs to expand. It needs to grow. Mm-hmm. And we have at our disposal some talented people. We have at our disposal some pretty professional video equipment, thanks to generous patrons and who have either donated or loaned or whatever money to get some of the equipment. Others gave some of the equipment, and now we must put it to good use. And now these ideas that I've had since before I started addressing Gettysburg, but was planning on doing addressing Gettysburg, it's time to start making them happen. We could do things the way everybody does things, but I don't know about you, and I'm sure you're going to disagree with me on this, but I get bored by the way most people do things, because it's just, I don't know. There's a few, I'm not going to name names. There's a few out there I'm like, oh, these guys or girls, they're both, they know what they're doing, and they're doing a really good job. And then everybody else is kind of just derivative, right? And this isn't about that, but I'm saying the reason why we don't do things the way everybody's doing things is because that's not going to really set us apart from anybody else. We want to, well, first of all, as you might have guessed from our conversation with Javier, I'm weird. I look at things differently. I think things differently, and I learn things differently. And I figure there must be other people out there in this world that learn things differently too, and they might learn them the way I learn them. And so about a year and a half ago, I started talking a lot about my frustrations, because these ideas require these talented people I know. And those talented people, those sons of bitches, need money. They need money. And, here and there, addressing Gettysburg can say, yeah, here you go. Thank you for helping me with this. But on a regular basis, on a big project basis, no, sorry. Thank you for all the help, but we can't do it.
We do it because we love you.
No. But what I'm saying is,
you got to think bigger.
Got to think bigger.
Got to think bigger.
Got to think bigger. And the help that we get from the patrons keeps us alive now, but we need to thrive.
Yeah, this shower is going to be a grower.
Oh, my land.
Okay, here we go. So, I guess from hearing, and he can answer this or not, but from hearing everything I was bitching about, as far as, if only I literally do buy one lottery ticket a week in the hopes that I might win it, because I want to do these things. And I don't want to do them. Of course, I partly want to do them for me because I want to see my ideas come to fruition. But I also think people would like them, and I also think people would find value in them. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here, and we've been trying to do all along at Addressing Gettysburg, is do history of the people, by the people, for the people. And video is obviously the way to go. So I'm assuming that my guest today, Tim Day, got sick of me bitching. And he called me and he said, "You don't know me from Adam, but Adam's a good guy." No, he said, "You don't know me from Adam." I don't even know if he said that, but he basically said, we need to figure out a way for you to get more money so that you can produce these things you won't shut up about. And I said, "Hey, Tim, I'm with you. I'm all out of ideas. I have taken this as high as I can take it. which is really not that impressive when you look at the numbers.
Would you stop?
Stop it. This is my time to talk. So I need somebody who's got maybe more experience, who's got more know-how, who maybe believes in this more than I do, to come in and help me do that. And he said, well, I don't know who that is, but I can help you with other things. No. So he said, well, that's what I'm here for. And so we talked about possible things we could do. And then finally he said, you know what? I have experience starting businesses and some nonprofits. Maybe we should start a nonprofit and we can get corporate donations and people can get tax write-offs for donating and blah, blah, blah. And then we can fund this stuff. And I said, okay, that sounds great. And it's been like a year to put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ready, and it is actually launched now. Thank you. And now we just need to tweak the website more and work it out. But we wanted to get it out there because we've got some things going on this year that we want to try to fund. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our savior. No, a very good and a great supportive patron, Tim Day, to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Tim, did I miss any of that? Did I get any of that wrong? I think I remembered it correctly, didn't I?
That's exactly how everything happened. Word for word.
Verbatim.
Yes.
All right. No, so we're calling this Digital History Pioneers Foundation.
That is correct.
Originally, we were going to call it Addressing History, but that's the name for the expansion show that I plan to do, where we kind of just cover history instead of it's instead of Gettysburg, but we're still going to do Addressing Gettysburg. It's just going to be an addition too. So we said we got to come up with a different one, and I thought, well, what is it? What is it that we're doing? We're trying to pioneer something in digital history. It's where the world has gone, and it's going to continue to go. And so that's what we're trying to do. So what are your thoughts on the whole thing? It was your idea, so tell me about it.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, the AG community that you've started that has so many people that helped you with has reached a certain level, as you say, and in order to go further, we need to find areas of funding that can enable you to do the next project that you want to do, and the way to do that is to do what we did, which was I created a nonprofit and got it approved by the IRS as a 501c3 corporation that makes sure that any donations that we receive are able to be written off on your taxes, which is usually one of the mandates if you're going to look at any type of corporate money that's out there. And
do you know? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I wondered, is it dollar for dollar that you can write off? How does that work?
Yeah, as far as I can see, it seems to be that not only in-kind donations, but cash donations can be written off dollar for dollar.
Is there a cap?
No.
No, there's no cap that I'm aware of. So
wow.
You know,
as long as you don't receive services for the donation, so it has to be cannot be a quid pro quo donation.
Gotcha.
It's why I'm expecting Grant to be sending a check for probably $1 million.
$50,000. Oh, million.
$1 million. Yeah.
Or at least half of whatever he makes this year.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that would be only fair with all the abuse I take. Yeah. But go ahead.
Well, I think that one of the things this does is it helps the patrons who want to add. I know that people have been giving money on a regular basis, and now they can give money to the foundation. They can also, if you go into the donation part of the website, it does point out that you can point the money towards Addressing Gettysburg, and that'll make sure that we grant the money back to any program that you're doing here. And for example, I know that we have we talked about today trying to fund the money that's needed to put together the anniversary shows that are coming up in April, May, and June, I believe.
Yeah. So the model of the anniversary shows or any of those ticketed events is I usually find a sponsor that covers the cost of doing the show. And then my pay comes out of the tickets. And then if we have vendors, like, when we do food or something like that, that they get, it all comes out of the ticket prices. That's where the people that, do the things, if I hire a cameraman or whatever. So we have to do that this year. And I was so focused on making them so they're not like super expensive because we're doing a smaller audience. But I one of the buttons on my calculator didn't work right, and I underestimated. so and then I also was like, oh shit, I forgot to get a sponsor. So I had a rough winter. So that's one of the things that we want to try to fund this year is that. And then also we have the Get Out of the Car tours that they're actually the Get Out of the Park tours this year. And unless people resoundingly love them, I don't think I'm going to do them again out of the park, only because it is a bigger pain in the ass. And really, a lot of these other parks, like, we're very spoiled here. There aren't a lot of places to park at other parks. And so the logistics of 80 to 100 people showing up at one of these places without parking,
or food.
Right. There's that. Right. There's no town at some of these places to go to, where 35 people just showing up is going to be, handled. But anyway, it'll be an adventure this year. But there are certain costs to some of them, not all of them, that we're going to have to do. That is more than more than what we do with Lewis. So there's that, and then the big ones are the video productions that we're working on this year, and the patrons know what they are. I'm not publicly talking about them just yet because people are. I've seen some of the ideas I've told people about, and then 2 years later, they're doing them already, and they've got the bigger pockets, so they can do them quickly. Yes, but we've got those, and that will be on the Digital History Pioneers Foundation website, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we will put some of the ideas there. We're not going to put all of the ideas. We're going to put the ideas for this year there that we're going to try to find funding for. But I'll give you some vague ideas of what they are. One of them is something that'll come out in January and February next year. I think we're treating it as like a pilot season. So we're going to do 4 instead of the original 8 episodes that I wanted to do. But this is something that I think is going to be a more intimate discussion about history. We'll all be naked. And I think you're going to like the setting of it, and I think you're going to like the format of it, where, first of all, number one, the best part, I'm not in it. That's the number one. Number two, there is an interaction that you don't normally get with what's out there now. So that's all I'm going to give you detail-wise on that.
That was quite the teaser, Matt.
I know. And then there's another one.
Oh.
There's another one. We're just going to do a pilot episode, just one episode, because it is quite a undertaking, the size of the production. This one, we're going to need a couple of cameramen, at least 2. We've got a lot of equipment that, you know what actually costs a lot of money? These hard drives.
Oh, I can imagine.
Memory.
You have to be able to.
And when you're
save
doing
it, yeah.
video, you don't get like 2 terabytes, or I don't at least. You got to get like 8 terabytes. For example, that one documentary about the Spangler Farm that we've been working on, I have that on an 8 terabyte hard drive, and we're already like 3 terabytes in, and we barely have enough footage.
Yeah.
So, and that stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, no.
So, it goes to things like that. It also goes to things like paying the people to do the job and all that other stuff. And then in some cases there are permits, and, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. We always, one of the things that people always say about the podcast is that the reason they listen to it over others is because it's listenable, meaning the quality of the sound, the production quality, it makes them feel like they can listen to. They don't have the obstacle of trying to understand what people are saying, right? Which is, a lot of people don't realize, like, that's kind of an important thing. So, of course, we're not going to get into video and do something on this, our cell phone. Not that we won't, not that we couldn't, but that's not what we're looking to do. We're looking to do something a little bit bigger.
Professional.
Think Avatar.
Professional.
Think
We're going to do something on IMAX.
Think Avatar, think anything Spielberg has done, that level of stuff. So we're going to need hundreds of millions of dollars here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't see what you're looking at.
Javier sent you.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me look here. We'll get back to Tim in a second here. There were a few people who made some super chat donations here. Sharktooth Bill, $20. Thank you very much. Can't promise the needles are clean in the back alley of Bethany's saline drip party. That's what he says. All right, I'm going to click the heart on that one there. Matthew Gillespie says, here's your first donation, $1.99. Thank you, Matt. Well, I'll send that to you to put in the coffers there. And Javier, of course, $9.99. Thanks for having me on. You're welcome, sir. You didn't need to pay for that, but I'm glad you did. Thank you so much. So, all right. Dustin Y says, can you link the website for the nonprofit? Yes, sir. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. HP. No, what is it? DHpioneers.com. All right. Now, let me make sure I didn't get my thing all screwed up there. There it is. DHpioneers.com. All right. Tell us more about it, Tim.
Well, when I started it, I found that it had some uses outside of addressing Gettysburg, and I was able to contact some funding sources up where I'm from, which is in Upper New England, and because of that, we've been able to kind of expand the view of DH Pioneers and include others. And while our early focus, of course, is on addressing Gettysburg. And most importantly, yeah. And trying to figure out ways to find funding for various projects that you do as we move through this year. And but also we've seen an interest from other places which will enable us to find, hopefully, more corporate dollars, because once we get into corporate dollars, we're able to deal with larger volumes and obviously more money that can fund better projects.
Well, and kind of going back to my conversation, that was very New Jersey. Yeah, it was. Conversation with Javier. Even though I'm down on school, I actually think education is important. But I think self-education is what is effective. And education through entertaining purpose or entertaining means is what works on a lot of people. Not everybody. I mean, some people are very happy to listen to a dry lecture. They're, and that's not a knock against dry lectures. I can go on YouTube and I can find like some college professor who records his lectures and they're very dry and whatever. And then, so maybe then some of them have good personalities and they're not so dry, but it's still a straightforward lecture. There's plenty of places to find that. I think Q&As are okay, but most of the time they aggravate me because a lot of people use them as opportunities to bloviate and pontificate, and they don't actually ask a question. So what I'm trying to do with our programming is, I'm not going to say fix, I'm not going to say right the wrongs, but there are just certain things that annoy me about the way things are done. I'm going to do them a different way. I'm going to say, I wish they did it this way. So now I'm going to do it. Because, why not?
Why not? I like it.
You can't change the way other people do things. They do things the way they want to do things. And there is an audience for whatever they do. But there's also an audience for what we do. And on the point that you're making about other people, I have friends who do YouTube videos, have YouTube channels. They're very good. They're very talented. But they may not be rolling in the dough yet, like me. I mean, I'm not rolling in the dough either. They're like me. They're not rolling in the dough. And they might have a project that they'd want to work on and they need money for. and they would be able to apply to Digital History Pioneers. Now, I don't have anything to do with it. Like, I'm not on the board. I'm not the founder. Like, this was done by Tim for me. But the thing I said to Tim was, Tim, it can't all go to me. 95% of it will, but the other 5% needs to go to others.
Can help others.
Yes. And so we're going to do that as well. Because I think we all, there is a really cool group of people that are in our little orbit that are also very talented, and they have different interests in history, and they go out and they find it and they share it with everybody. And that, to me, is how you're supposed to do it. And I think that's what Pete Carmichael always meant when we would argue about if I'm a historian or not, because I still believe I'm not by the traditional standards, but by his standards, the Carmichaelian standards. We all are, because if you are interested in something and you're that person at the party that's always like, you're trying to like convert the masses over to your little area of expertise or something, and you annoy most of the people, but you continue to do it. Like, I think in his definition, that's also a historian. You spread the word. You're a proselytizer of history.
Spreader of the nerdiness.
Exactly. And that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what these other guys do. And I think it's time that we kind of, I think we need to kind of just realize what opportunities and what minuscule at this point power we actually have, and we can band together and help each other out. And I think a little strength in numbers type of thing is what's going to work. It's the way things have to work in the future. And I see the way things work, and I'm not naming names or anything, but I just see the way things work in town here. And I go, that's not the world anymore. Like, that's not how it is. Gettysburg is not this big. Gettysburg is as big as the world now because of the internet. And there's a lot of creators out there that come here. There's creators that live here and elsewhere. And their places have interesting historic facts and stories and events to talk about. And so I would like it if, once we get Addressing Gettysburg grown and stabilized, that we would then use that, if we can get there, to pull other people up with us. That would be my goal. And Digital History Pioneers Foundation is a way that we can hopefully get to that point. And of course, individual donations are great, but the reality of it is we need some of the bigger ones.
Yeah, we do.
So we have the Men of Addressing Gettysburg swimsuit calendar coming out. No, we want to actually get donations.
I'd buy that.
You're on the cover. Because once they open it up, it's downhill from there. Of course, it's the best looking one out of all of them.
We have 4 appeals a year. One is the calendar.
With European Speedo bathing suits.
Well, and then we have the Cam Mallow Christmas album coming out, where Cam sings all your favorite Christmas songs.
Erica said we should have buttons made with individual sound bites, like on the button, like superimposed on like a face.
And when you hit the button,
Where's the button living?
On your...
Oh, like a pin? Okay, what's with the moaning?
Because you said, where's the button living? And I thought...
It's very aggressive moaning.
It's really weird.
Could be a lot of places, if you know what I'm saying. Hey. You ever had rattlesnake?
Listen,
all right, enough
Dr.
with
Foose
rattlesnake.
is going to be worried because we're talking about where these buttons are going. He's like,
no, that's job
you
security.
over here.
It's job security because we're going to poke ourselves. All right, anyway, so let's get back to the subject at hand here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're trying to do. And if you have a business and you need to unload some money, at the end of the year or right now, and you want a little write-off, dhpioneers.com. If you are, somebody who's, older, never had kids, and you've got this giant pile of like Scrooge McDuck money.
And like a void in your heart.
The DAF account.
And you go, you know what? This idiot with the bald head. Not you, me. This idiot with the bald head. Let's see if he can do it. I'm going to give him $50 million. dhpioneers.com. Anything you'd like to add to that, Tim?
Just like to call on the patrons that are out there to try to help us to get funded the anniversary shows. We're looking to raise only about $1,200, and I hope that we can get it rather quickly so that Matt can look for that button on his calculator that he keeps missing.
I'm going to get a new calculator because then I actually will make something off the tickets. Thank you very much for doing this, Tim, and thank you for your advice all since you started communicating with me, and thank you for the thought that you're putting into all this, because it means a lot to me. It really does.
It's a privilege to be involved with the AG community. I know I speak for every member of it when I say that.
That's very true, and you're welcome. And thank you for saying that. All right. That I think hopefully we've convinced everybody that they should donate, and I know you will. dhpioneers.com. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
Yay, Tim.
Hero of AG. That's Tim. In space. Yes. All right. I think we have our news lady here coming in. Hero of AG. In space.
Sorry, I missed my cue.
It's all right. Well, ladies, while you're sitting down here, I'll just vamp with the people in the back there. Mikey Lentz, how are you doing? You had the vid for the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
How you feeling now?
I'm alive.
You're alive. Yeah.
Yay! We love you.
We love you being alive. We also have a patron and one of the talented guys I was actually referring to back here, Ethan. Ethan, how do you say your last name? Spielis. Okay.
No one gets it right, so it doesn't matter.
All right. Well, Ethan S. Ethan is back here. And Ethan has an interesting channel where you do relic hunting and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you come here to Gettysburg, but you also go to other places. But let's all be clear, you're not relic hunting in the national park. I just want people to know that.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm too pretty for prison, so that will not work well.
What did you say? What'd you say?
I said I'm too pretty for prison, so I'd rather not.
Yeah, it's very smart. But you are a talented photographer.
I try. I use my dad's old beat up camera, so if I had money, I could do better.
Exactly. Well, maybe one of the things we'll talk about at dinner is you working with us so that we can all make money, and then you can do that. That would be something. That would be something else. But thank you for coming here, and I hope you get to join us for dinner. We'll try to get you out of there as soon as possible. And of course,
I'm good all night.
Oh, you got okay, good. You got clearance. And then of course Debbie Jones in the back. Debbie, what are we knitting tonight? Nothing. Bring any of that with me. We kept your attention tonight. Yep. Okay, good. No COVID for you.
No.
Good. Mike didn't give it to you on the car ride to work or something?
Nope.
Good.
Nothing.
Did you make him ride with his head out the window so he wouldn't?
What?
Did you make him ride with his head out the window so he wouldn't give you?
No.
Because that's what I would do.
Once he was allowed to come back for work for a whole week, he did have to wear a mask in my car.
Okay, well, that's good. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you're here with us. And of course, we've got Court back there as well. Thanks, Court. For the people at home, he's just mugging for the camera. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It's the time we say goodnight. I'm just kidding.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Adams County restaurant closes after customers sickened by a virus.
Oh no.
Lawmakers propose First Minnesota Day to honor legacy of Gettysburg heroes.
Oh no.
Manager at popular Gettysburg restaurant pleads guilty to dealing drugs in a back alley.
No. The HABPI presents Check to Gettysburg. All this and more on today's news.
Well, let's talk about big balls then.
All right. So, who's got the first story?
So I actually just added this one because it's kind of taking Facebook by storm right now.
Oh.
So that there was an Adams County restaurant that closed, and it's in quotation marks virus because obviously they don't know what it is just yet, and it's a little bit strange. But
so what did you say?
They're saying it's the norovirus.
But wait till okay. So a local bar and grill based out of Adams County closed its doors following the spreading of a quote unquote virus that appears to have sickened patrons. C&D Bar and Grill, which is located 6465 York Road, it's New Oxford. It closed its door in order to deep clean the restaurant after an apparent virus infected several patrons earlier this week, causing illness. So basically they are communicating with, or cooperating with, I should say, the Department of Health. The Department of Health is taking surveys of people who do claim to have been sick so that they can try to narrow down what it came from. But there are hundreds of comments on their Facebook page and post about closing the restaurant that literally anybody who was there Friday or Saturday seems to have gotten sick as of Monday.
God.
And like deathly ill. Like people
Really? Did they name the restaurant?
It's C&D Grill in New Oxford.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's on Route 30 heading out towards York.
Yeah.
It's on the right there.
Well, I know New Oxford, but I don't know where that goes.
After you go through Cross Keys,
Uh-huh.
you come down the hill and it's there on the right.
Oh, okay. I don't go that way a lot, so that's probably why
Well, it's apparently very popular. But it's kind of getting killed right now.
God, so how do you, what is the norovirus? Look that up. Can somebody look that up,
It's
please?
what I had.
It's what I had from food. Though.
So
like
it's a stomach virus.
bug.
It's the food poisoning.
It's when I had it. Cincinnati.
Well, no, it's not.
It's like the 24-hour bug.
It's like a stomach flu. It's like
yes, it's like
the worst. Is what I'm telling you.
But is it not like? I mean,
do you?
The sheer amount of people that got sick that have
Do they have
all
a number?
had the same story. No. I'm sure the Department
We've got
of
you guys
Health
playing
does.
over here at Urgent Care.
I will say though, remember I told you the lady at the hotel said that was the most cases of people being sick in the room she's ever experienced in 20 years of working at a hotel.
When you had the norovirus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I went to lunch with Matt, and I got the norovirus.
Yeah.
The strange thing
I
is,
had a
though,
Nuru massage.
the strange thing is though that like in your case, well, how many days were you there?
5.
Okay. And how far into it did Ezra get sick?
The night of the second night.
Okay, so then that does make sense because it's kind of like 24 to 48 hours after they ate at the restaurant that all of these people.
And the problem is with it, there's no buildup. It's not
It's
like
just all of a sudden.
like, oh, I feel really kind of crappy. I should do something about that. It's like I went from being totally fine to going, I gotta go. I'll be right back.
I went for a bike
and then
ride.
it was just the
And
rest
I
of
got
the
really
day.
sick.
It was awful. It was
So-
absolutely awful.
Well,
everyone is.
Court, you were, we won't say where you were, but you were at a restaurant and you barely even took a bite of your food and you're just like, I have to run home. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you
Yeah,
said? Like
so
you barely even ate.
It was not food poisoning.
No.
It was
wasn't food
from a
poisoning.
day to 2 days prior, wherever you picked it up.
Well, I ate at that same restaurant.
Not
2 days prior.
necessarily at a restaurant.
That's not true.
You could have
It
gotten
is
it
true.
from licking the toilet.
There was a solid week after that I just didn't.
Well, and
wanna
that's
eat.
what it says. Like you can be sick for like 4 days. Some of these people have been sick for a few days now, and that it's the worst sickness that they've had. Like
You've got like a garbage can on your lap, and
Yeah.
you're
terrible. So I mean,
haven't
this
been
poor
that sick
restaurant.
in a long time.
I do feel for them because if it's same thing with the hotel. You know what I mean? It's not something that they did necessarily. It's just a very, very contagious virus.
Yeah. The thing I kept thinking about was all the other people there. I mean, there was a lot of kids there.
And you're
Because there
going
was
diarrhea.
You're
there was
saying where you
at the
were.
hotel.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was like a gymnast
Oh,
thing going on in town.
yeah.
And so there were a lot of young kids there.
Yikes.
And oh.
God.
Yeah. So very sad for them. They are closed right now and literally closed in the middle of the day. Just went to everybody and said, I'm sorry, but we're closing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bonfire.
So.
You guys ever had rattlesnakes?
That was actually you this time.
Oh, I was going to say, you're looking at him, but you're pushing the button.
No, yeah, no, I know it wasn't him. All right, what else you got? Sorry to hear that about the Callaloo Cafe.
Lawmakers are proposing a First Minnesota Day. Of course, as we know, for those of us that are nerds, the group of Minnesotians who made up the first Minnesota played a key role in the Civil War at the expense of a tremendous loss of life here at Gettysburg. Mm-hmm. And this bill would introduce an annual honoring of them. It's put on the table by Republican Representative Isaac Schultz from Minnesota, obviously. It would require July 2nd of each year to be designated as First Minnesota Day to honor the 262 men, 215 of whom made the ultimate sacrifice. They would fly a replica of the unit's flag at the state capitol. And there would be a
Honey, let's go to the Capitol building.
Gubernatorial proclamation issued. Schools would be encouraged to offer instruction on the regiment's role during the Civil War.
Oh,
let's have a round of applause
good,
for the first Minnesota. True heroes.
Yes.
I think more states should do stuff like that, because I do think that, especially since we're moving into America 250.
Yeah.
And the purpose of America 250 is to really look at not just the stuff that happened during the Revolutionary War.
God forbid we get in touch with the principles of the revolution. Yes.
Yeah, but like it's also supposed to honor the history of your space,
sure,
of your town,
of your town,
county,
yes,
of your state.
Your contribution
might be it.
Yeah.
Might be.
What?
Might be a picture wrap.
And that's a wrap, America.
I didn't hear what he said.
He said 250 might be it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. So, I think in a lot of places that weren't necessarily around during the Revolutionary War, you're going to see more of this over the next year and a half.
Sure.
So that's kind of cool.
Good.
I agree. That is good. And the first Minnesota certainly deserves the credit and the attention and the honor of that. All right, good. What else you got there, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, an update on the popular news story from, I don't know, was it a month ago at this point? Maybe a little more, actually.
It was longer than that, yeah.
Yeah, a manager at a well-known Italian restaurant.
Oh, it was back in like
Domino's Pizza.
the summer.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't in the summer.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Time doesn't go by that.
No, it doesn't go that fast. It might have been. It might have been.
Maybe it was
fall, like late fall,
maybe
October, November.
What are the other fall months, Matthew?
Part of September.
Part of December.
Part of.
Okay, sorry.
Come on, Mom.
Oh, wow.
Part of December.
You just called your girlfriend Mom.
Well, you know how moms do that. It's like,
Tell him what you know. Tell him.
I do know.
It's September.
But you just called
Part of
your
December.
Are you even gonna
girlfriend
Mama?
No, she's
that
just.
you live with.
I know she was doing a mom thing. That's what I'm saying.
You guys live together?
Corey, you've been to the house.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
You put on my cowboy gear.
Yeah, that's what when Ralph met me, or when he introduced himself to me, he was like, "Oh, you were the guy at the party, huh?"
Anyway, what is this? What's the update?
The manager has pleaded guilty after she was arrested for selling drugs in an alley behind the popular dining spot. Christina Fazzolari, 38, pleaded guilty on Monday to 3 counts of manufacturing or delivering drugs and 1 count of conspiracy to manufacture or deliver drugs. The other charges were withdrawn or reduced to a lower court. Fazzolari worked at Mama Ventura's, where patrons previously told CBS 21 they were shocked to learn of the charges.
What kind of drugs was she?
Yes, Fazzolari was arrested in 2024 after an officer saw her dealing cocaine in an alley behind Mama Ventura's. Her husband, 46-year-old John Anderson, was also charged. He has not pleaded guilty at this time.
You know, it's such a shame because I remember 20 years ago when I first moved here, like everybody, like Mama's, you go to the restaurant, it's good food. Right, good food. We were there.
We went there. They had really good food.
Like the week before this.
Yeah, and it was very soon before this, and
then we tried to go, and they were like, "Sorry, we're closed."
Yeah,
sorry.
It was like 7:30.
Too late.
Kitchen's closed. And we really liked it. It's good food. It's always been good food. But then there's the basement.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, I remember when I moved to town, everybody's like,
stabbed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everybody says, like, you know, when you move to, you don't know about Mama's basement?
Oh, man.
Say, no, Beth, you're looking at me like,
what?
You don't know about this.
It's like a nightclub.
It's
What?
like, yeah.
That's where this was all happening, out the back.
Yeah, it wasn't happening like
it wasn't
out the
like
kitchen. It was happening out the basement in the
basement
alley.
where the thing.
And there's a bar down there. And
There's
like,
a bar below
no
Mama's?
windows.
Yeah.
No,
It's like
no
a-
windows,
it's
no air.
It's like a nightclub.
It's like just a basement with a pool table and a bar.
Oh my God, let's go.
No.
No, I got kicked out of there in 2012.
Now I know
did.
why I
I
had
did.
You were
I
like
did.
I bet you
five.
did.
bring
No, I bet you
portion
did.
because it says here that according to court documents, the Adams County Drug Task Force. What is my problem?
Well,
today?
it's your mouth.
It's the way you're speaking.
It's the way you're saying. Well, it's your brain.
The Adams County Drug Task Force began surveying the bar and allegedly spotted Frazzolari selling the drugs in April of last year. That's where I got that from.
Almost
but
a
then
year.
they didn't
Arrest them
until later, which maybe that's why we're thinking it was not April when the first news story.
when we
My
first
goodness.
reported it was in April.
Couldn't
but
have been.
No, but it might have happened in April, but we first caught wind of it later because we're not actually a news organization, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we
it was
when
we
she
reported
was arrested.
it when she was arrested.
Right. Okay.
I feel like they saw her doing it earlier and then they reported later.
That could be.
That's what we're gonna say.
This is all very fascinating news. Is that it for that particular story?
Yes. Go
All
ahead.
right. We have because winter is coming to an end. Summer is coming up. Spring first, of course, but let's just skip to summer, right? Because that's what we love. And you know what you're going to need? You're going to need some HVAC. So we go to just take a quick little break here right now. I forgot to do this between segments, and there we go. We'll take a look.
I'm Wendell Clarkson, President and CEO of AG HVAC. If you're ever in a room when your AC is on and it's hot, that means the AC is not working right. And you need to call us at AG HVAC.
At AG HVAC, we want your home to be comfortable.
I'll send my crew in there. They'll come in with their knee pads and they'll get into the vents if they need to. Maybe there's something in there, a dead cat, your grandmother. She didn't go wandering around the neighborhood. She's in the vent, and that's why the house smells. And so we'll take care of it, whatever it is. We won't ask how it got there. We'll just make sure that your house is comfortable.
Call 717-333-3333. AG HVAC. Warming your cockles since 1974.
When you're dragging ass out of bed, the hair's mussed up on your head. You picture the 20th May, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with little ground top row.
Hey, you know, there's a couple of things that I really love. One of them. That's the wrong one. It's not. I'm trying to turn the volume down and it's not going down. It's the wrong slider. You know, there's two things that I really love in life. One of them is when you go to a store like Target or something and
missed that hardcore.
What?
It should have been.
Will you let me get to my...
All right.
Well, he's just talking about one.
I'm talking about, well, there's two things that I love, and this is one of them. Not the first, but it's one of them.
Okay.
and you take your shopping cart and it's like brand new. The suspension is good. It's a nice smooth ride. There's no better feeling than that. The second thing is the smell of Little Ground Top from Bantam Roasters and Address in Gettysburg. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what a bag of Little Ground Top looks like in your hand. And it is firm. It is delicious. Ethan, can you come in here real quick for a second? Ethan's coming in.
Here he comes now.
Here he comes. We can see him coming in. Did you drink coffee, Ethan?
I'm an addict, yes.
There you go, Ethan.
I can add it to my stockpile.
It's ground for you, too. It's for a drip.
Perfect.
Good.
We have one at home.
Can you get me water while you're out there? All right. Huh? Debbie will do it.
Anyway.
Love you.
You're welcome. Anyway, Little Ground Top, Ethan's, you couldn't see, but his face lit up. The smile from ear to ear. Happy, glad, he's excited. He's got his bag of Little Ground Top. And
I can smell it.
Yes, it's so good.
it is so deliciously delicious, right?
Yeah.
It is
smells like
potently delicious.
I never smelled it like
Well,
when you had it over there.
And you know what? I'm gonna have a fresh bag in here. I got that today, and I said, you know what? Grind it up. She's like, do you want it ground or do you want it whole bean? I said, grind it. I'll give it to someone, and I'm gonna do that every. The hell is he doing?
We need to feed our queen because we brought her water as well. I thought I'd fed our queen.
It looks really weird because he's not in the full frame.
Wait, go to the overhead. You should go to the overhead.
As you should. As you should.
Oh, that's funny. I was like, what the hell is he doing?
I love you too.
All right, so Little Ground Top.
So, yeah, Little Ground Top, you can get it by going to Bantam Roasters. They actually put some extras out this weekend because they can't keep them on the shelves. So if you're coming to town this weekend, make sure you go to Bantam Roasters at 82 Steinway Avenue, right across from the Dobbin House. Or you can get it online at addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. Little Ground Top. If we didn't do it, you would have too. All right. What?
Please read Jean's comment.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Jean says smiley face.
Before that.
Oh, Wendell, I just threw my panties at my. Holy shit. Oh, that's funny, Gene. Well, I'm glad Wendell has that effect on you.
You broke mad.
Oh, scheisse. Man, that was good. Thank you, Gene. Oh, boy. Okay. Who's next?
Okay. The HABPI.
By the way, if you want to call in, the number 717-420-1978. Go ahead.
No, I don't know what it is.
Do you know what the HABPI is, Matthew?
Yes, that was. Say it again. Sorry.
The HABPI.
Yes, that is the Harrisburg Area Biopetroleum Institute.
That is the Healthy Adams Bicycle Pedestrian Incorporated.
Well, or that. Yeah, there's that too.
Board members Max Bramall.
Sure.
And Sarah Kipp presented a check for $107,500 to Charles Gable, the borough manager, to assist with the Gettysburg Inner Loop Stormwater Construction Project on North Washington Street.
Oh, Sarah Kipp.
Was that bike trail?
From the Land Conservancy.
Oh, yes.
I think it's Clark Gable.
No, it's Charles. $50,000 of the contribution came from the grant by the Pella Roll Screen Foundation, and the remainder was made possible through the generosity of numerous community members and organizations who have donated through the annual giving spree. So they are a ride group that does the inner loop. Did you know that we had that?
I knew that it was in the works.
Yeah.
For years.
So I went on to
years.
Yeah, I went onto their website and they have a map up that you can see where they currently have trails.
What's a map up? A map up. I'm sorry.
Map.
Up. Where you can see where the current trails are and where the Washington Street project will add to it, and it will be added to as time goes on throughout over years. It's a phased project. So I thought that was pretty cool. I did not know we had it. I'm also not a bike rider because I choose life.
This like similar to the Is this similar to like the rails to trails or something like that? It's called
the inner loop. I don't think so.
Not really. No, it's like similar to a bike lane. I think.
It's
so
kind of
it's
the one
along
I'm.
streets.
Is that the one that?
Well, not
and
all
not
of it.
always, but some of it, and all of it.
The map is actually pretty extensive.
It is. It'll like cut through the rec park, I think, at
Yeah.
one point, and then it'll go on to the street. Like so, no, there's
some battlefield roads in it.
Is that what is on Queen Street?
Well, I think So I think we kind of have like the start of it. They started years ago where you could see the bike path signs, but they're not really bike lanes. It's just they put little logos, not logos, but whatever on the thing there.
Somebody will still hit you.
And all the bike racks.
Yes, I just want to back up a little bit here. We're talking about the drugs at Mama's. Sharktooth Bill donated $5. Thank you, Sharktooth. He says, after drugs in the alley, you can rehydrate with saline from Bethany. So there you go.
You know, I am missing out on an amazing side hustle.
You really are. Well, get yourself some. Maybe Doc Foose can help you with some saline bags.
I don't think anybody's in where the Redbud house was. I could just, first block, Baltimore Street, and just take that over.
The hell is she talking about?
She wants to.
Oh, the
inject
Redbud
people.
house.
Yeah. I could just have a saline bar right there.
I don't know. Should you just do saline? Is that a thing?
I don't know, but
I think
make
like
it popular.
so they
You
have
should
all
find
of
out if
those
it's
like
legal and you should
like
do
that
it.
instant hydration or whatever now, and
Yeah.
so just drink one of those and see how it makes you feel.
You probably need a license to just put needles in people.
Well, I'm thinking
I'm
yes.
thinking you do.
I'm feeling like in this town.
But not if it's an illegal saline house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who
I
needs
mean,
a
in
license?
this town, I could just do whatever. I mean, honestly,
Well, that's true.
everybody else does.
Because this town isn't overly regulated at all. So
They're
nobody's
selling drugs out of behind Mama Ventura's.
not anymore.
Not
anymore.
Well, you can't tell me that they don't think that they just moved 2 doors down.
No, they're going to lay low for a while and it'll start up again. That's what I'm saying. The basement has been.
I don't think this place actually exists.
I'm telling you, it exists.
It doesn't
It's
exist.
a den of iniquity.
Have you been there?
iniquity. Yes, I'm
no.
shocked that
don't have
you've
a
never
reason to
heard of
go there.
this. And the first thing the court said was that's where you go to get stabbed. That's what I always used to say.
They kicked me out.
Because you stabbed somebody or
I
what?
went, yes, because he stabbed somebody. That's right. I went there when I was like maybe 27, 20, probably 26, 27. No, when did I move
So
here?
in 1863.
Yeah, back in this 1860s, I went down there and I got in a fight over a poker game and we pulled knives. Or was it Faro? Well, either way, we got in a fight over cards and it was not fun.
It was always like the last, like if you go out.
Yeah.
And you did not find what you were looking for.
Yeah.
Let's say. You know, there's
Or you didn't
something
want
down
to
there.
stop drinking and everybody else was still
Wait.
was closed.
What?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is
It's
made
real.
up.
It's not.
I don't
No.
believe anything you say
No,
anymore.
it's
I have walked
he's
taller
saying the
syndrome.
same thing.
It's
What-
like
Listen,
Racehorse
Beth,
Alley.
there is no reason you would know
Yeah,
about
'cause
this place
you're an
because
angel.
you didn't even know what the green stuff in the bag was that fell on the floor.
Right, you thought the guy dropped his oregano
His
in the
oreg-
supermarket.
Actually, I thought it was rolled up money.
Thought
Thank
it
you
was
very much.
rolled up money.
You can't smoke money.
So I don't think you would have known about this place.
Yeah, I don't think you I don't think that you you're too innocent.
Yeah.
You had your first drink with us. And that was
How
a
old
year
were you?
ago. That was a year ago. Okay, not even a year ago yet. So I think
Is
you
that true?
wouldn't know. Yeah, well, it wasn't her first drink, was it?
Wasn't my first drink.
True-ish.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
It was her first real drink.
It was my first mixed drink.
Colby got you pretty tanked.
He didn't.
Funny though, it
was
wasn't.
Cindy actually.
Huh?
It was me.
Oh, it was you?
Yeah.
Right, because Colby showed up tanked.
Yeah.
So he
He
wasn't
couldn't get
very
anybody
functional.
tanked, no.
Yeah. No, but so yeah, I don't think you would have been there. You know, I remember when I moved here, Matt Sheeds, you know, he kind of like showed me around and everything, showed me where all the good places to go and introduced me to people and stuff. And he was like, "Oh, this is Mama's basement." He's like, "It's okay up until about 10 o'clock. And then after that, unless you want to get herpes or get stabbed, don't come here."
It's as bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
And maybe that's that's not slander.
Yeah.
No.
And you get the herpes just from walking in.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
on
You
the
don't even have
bar
to like look at anybody.
Are
It's
there
just-
like
No.
I have a joke.
No,
for Javier.
chairs. Are there chairs? There?
No.
I got
Nothing
a
to
joke for
say.
you. I got a joke.
Go ahead.
It's about.
Is it a Javier joke?
He can use it. It's like tied into what Bethany was talking about with the marijuana. Hey Matt.
Yes.
Do you prefer grass or AstroTurf?
I prefer grass.
You say, I don't know. I've never smoked AstroTurf.
Good one.
Because one is fake, and then one is grass.
Good one, Court.
Hey, Ethan, is Haunted Butterfly your wife? Girlfriend?
Oh.
She's very excited for you that you're here. She said Little Ground Top is pretty fantastic. She said, Ethan petting the bag of coffee in the viewing window made my entire night. She loves you. Do you know that? Can you tell?
Yay, love.
Love.
Wow.
Exciting and new. Come aboard.
We're expecting you.
Go ahead.
Gene did ask before for a.
That's
an
why
album.
I played the ad.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, jury convicts thief who stole
I'm
golden.
going to do one of the first single off of the Wendell Clarkson album is going to be him singing Moon River.
I think you should sing Shenandoah.
Shenandoah. That'd be good. Well, I got to do some Civil War ones, I guess. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Jury convicts thief who stole a golden toilet from an English palace.
Wait. Start that again. Say that again.
Jury convicts thief who stole golden toilet from English palace.
Which palace?
I'll see if in a moment it gets there. Oh yes, the Blenheim. Blenheim.
They sell from Blenheim?
Not the Blenheim.
Blenheim?
Yeah,
Blenheim.
that is
Yes.
the seats of the Dukes of Marlborough.
Yeah, the country mansion where British wartime leader Winston Churchill was born.
Yes, indeed, Jenny
Can you
Jerome.
believe it?
So there's a gold toilet. There's actually a gold toilet.
Not
there.
anymore.
You should
a
see
thief who
Blenheim.
swiped a golden toilet from an English palace was convicted Tuesday along with an accomplice who helped cash in on the spoils of the 18-carat work of art insured for nearly £5 million, which is more than $6 million. Michael Jones, what a name, had used the fully functioning one-of-a-kind latrine as he did reconnaissance at the Blenheim Palace.
So they were actually letting people go in this golden toilet?
I guess.
Apparently so.
The day before the theft, he described the experience as splendid. He returned before dawn on September 14th. This is back in 2019, but he was just charged with at least 2 other men armed with sledgehammers and a crowbar. They smashed a window and pried the toilet from its plumbing within 5 minutes, leaving a damaging flood in their wake as they escaped in stolen vehicles. The body has never been recovered, but it is believed to have been cut up and sold. The satirical work titled America by Italian. So there was a work that poked fun at excessive wealth, and it weighed just over 215 pounds. The value of the gold within the toilet was at the time valued at $2.8 million.
Jesus.
Or £1 million, I should say, $3.6 million. It was previously displayed at the Guggenheim Museum in New York. The museum had offered the work to U.S. President Donald Trump during his first term in office after he
I've already got one.
To borrow a Van
I
Gogh
don't need
painting.
one.
And
One
Jones-
golden toilet is hard enough to clean.
So Jones, who is 39 years old, was convicted of burglary in Oxford Crown Court.
You want to hear my Donald Trump impression with the
think we
toilet? So the scenario is they're like, Mr. Trump, would you like the toilet? And he's like, I don't think I do. I already have a gold toilet. That's a fascinating story.
Yes.
You need to look up pictures of Blenheim.
I will. Move on to the
insane.
next story, though. Ethan has to get home by 9, and we want to eat.
83-year-old man dies after being hit by an SUV in crosswalk in Adams
Now, this
County.
isn't funny, so I don't want you making any jokes or sound effects because this, Court, you speak on this one, Court.
I worked with John Peterson at the Horse Soldier. He sat across from me. He was a very, very interesting man. He authored many books. He edited probably more articles and books than I think can realistically be counted. Some of his...
He loved doing it, you said, right? He loved to write.
And he was our guy for research on the letters and documents, but books were really his bag. And he was... I think he was at the Lincoln Bookstore in Chicago for a long time, the Military Bookman in New York City, and at the Horse Soldier for 25 years.
Wow.
And he walked, Navy veteran too. He was, I think, commanded an LST during Vietnam, and he walked or biked everywhere. He led a very simple, humble life, and we think he was probably coming back from Kenny's, walking to his house, and he was hitting the crosswalk and died about a day later that morning.
Very sad. And obviously our condolences to his family and friends. And I did not like how the article just referred to him as an octogenarian.
Yeah.
More
the
than
one
once.
that I had did not refer to him that way.
Who?
They kept saying 83-year-old instead of octogenarian.
Yeah, because probably they saw whoever did the octogenarian article and said, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're not doing that.
It happened at West and West High Streets in Gettysburg Borough around 12:05 p.m. on Friday. Gettysburg police said an investigation and witness statements indicate that the SUV driver pulled through the stop sign and failed to see Mr. Peterson. He was transported to the Gettysburg Hospital before he was flown to Wellspan York Hospital due to the severity of his injuries. Despite life-saving efforts, Peterson died early Sunday morning, according to the coroner.
The injuries were very extensive, spinal, head, and heart, from what I understand.
What?
It must have been going very
fast because it didn't it throw him like 15 feet or something?
Yeah, he was well,
or like he was carried.
We didn't know that it even happened at the store until late Friday because John was he lived alone. He didn't have immediate family, kids, anything, and they were looking for next of kin. So there was a big search to find his sister's contact information, and she was able to fly in, and I think she made it in time for him to, before he passed away.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow. That is a terrible story. It's very sad. What is going on with the driver? Is there any? Did it mention
Doesn't
anything?
say anything about the driver.
That's
just
what
that
I
it
want
was
to
an
know.
SUV. But if you hit somebody and they fly 15 feet, you're going at a
He was stuck to his or her car for 15 feet, I think, and then rolled.
Then they
rolled
I think,
off, or
probably slammed on the
slammed
brakes,
on the
and
brakes,
then
and
he
he went.
Yeah,
but isn't the speed limit through intersections
25? It's 25 on that road.
But like
Yeah,
going
he
through an
was-
intersection, isn't it 15?
No, I've never heard that.
Well, I don't know about
I
that,
usually
but
speed
he
up.
also
Well, we know.
Apparently, you're not the only one.
Mhm. Not funny.
But he was coming through a stop sign too, so like he shouldn't have been that fast.
Right. It was
Fast
it
enough
was
to
right
do
by the
that.
Rite Aid in town.
Does it indicate if it was
Oh.
a man or a woman?
So maybe they
I
were
think in
maybe
a-
they blew the stop sign. I bet you they were looking at their phone.
They had to.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
just
I'm sure
says
we'll
the
find out.
SUV driver pulled through the stop sign
It was a 20.
Pulled through.
and failed to see.
See, that's Court. That's when I first read it. That's why I had in my impression that he was walking across the crosswalk, and this person was stopped and started moving forward, and he was in their blind spot, and they just kind of, you know.
I don't know. The investigation's ongoing, from what I understand.
Well, oh God, it's a terrible story. Very sad.
He was. I remember meeting John when I was 11. And
so you've known him a long time.
Yeah, that's when I started going to the Horse Soldier.
Yeah.
And he was always more than happy to talk about newspapers, books, documents. That was his bread and butter. And he was working on a Benjamin Butler collection of really fascinating documents. So we're gonna get all of those and continue on. But,
all right. Well, excuse me. Sorry to hear that. Sorry about your buddy going there. That's shitty.
He was also a prolific guitar player.
Really?
Killer harmonica player.
Really?
You could even see him. You could find him jamming down on the square sometimes with various bands and open mic things.
Huh.
Yeah, he lived it.
Good. All right, Sind, you got a story? The one that'll cheer us up, perhaps.
That was a buzzkill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
really ruined the momentum of the whole show, Bethany.
You told me to do it.
I know.
I said, do you want me to do
I
this?
know. I'm sorry.
But you're allowed to regret things after the fact.
Yeah. Come on, Beth. Feel bad.
well, in Florida, a woman out on bond for drug trafficking was rearrested days later after deputies found her carrying meth in a tote bag that was labeled
Is it in Clarion?
definitely
Is it in
not
Clarion?
a bag full of drugs.
Oh my gosh, it is a chicken.
Deputy Lexi Gordon made the discovery when her canine partner took an interest in a few bags belonging to a passenger in the vehicle. The driver granted permission for a search, stating nothing illegal should be inside. Well, unfortunately for the driver, this is the part that you just can't make up. His passenger had a few bags with her, and one of them had the words, "Definitely not a bag full of drugs," printed on it.
What an idiot.
The bag was filled with drugs.
Burnt pole tops.
Deputy Gordon located methamphetamine, needles, Narcan, digital scales, small baggies.
At least they had the Narcan.
Yeah,
thank God.
Cut straws and other items associated with drugs. The 31-year-old woman was arrested and charged with felony possession with intent to manufacture and deliver, felony
I could house that loaf.
methamphetamine trafficking, misdemeanor possession, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, she was rearrested. Welcome to Florida.
Where was that?
Florida.
Florida, man.
Why are you suddenly becoming all phlegmy and weird over there?
Oh,
he has the norovirus.
I have the norovirus. Yeah. You know, my back hurts.
A duct tape banana, though, became worth $1 million.
Somehow
so that's
that makes me
also
phlegmy.
fun.
What happened?
A duct tape banana
has become $1 million.
It's now worth $1 million.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus turning water into wine.
That's what
a duck-shaped banana.
No,
No,
a duct tape banana. It's literally a banana duct taped to the wall.
A duck-shaped banana. Man, you gotta get those ears checked.
It doesn't make sense the way it's being said, so it's the only other option.
Yeah, it's going to be auctioned
that's
off,
funny.
and
All of you
they
love
expect
me.
to get $1 million for it.
Do we have forks?
Yeah. So literally, though, if you look, it's a banana duct taped. That's it.
And that's
right
$1
there.
million?
$1 million.
It's a piece of art, apparently.
Its estimated value is between $1 million and $1.5 million at the auction. At the auction on November 20th. Oh, well, this is a past article, so I don't know what happened, and I don't know how much it got auctioned off for. But I do know,
if you donate to the Digital History Pioneers, we can hire a news crew that will do the research for the ladies.
Our news crew right here does.
Sure.
Look at your face.
Yeah.
Don't sure. No.
You know, bro.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, now, bro. Let's get
Do you have more stories?
No, I have events.
Events. It's time for events.
It's time for events, you
Go for it,
think,
Bethany.
right, guys? Right? You think.
It's time for events. Okay. The Civil War
Wow.
Civil War Reenactor Appreciation Weekend in Gettysburg is this weekend, March 21st through the 23rd of 2025. There are free lectures and talks, bourbon tasting with bourbon expert Jim Cobb, and music from Nick Mitch.
What?
Nick Mitch.
Discounts on merchandise,
Mitch is
local
everywhere.
tours, including house and walking tours of the historic Daniel Lady Farm, dining, lodging, and ice cream in big bold letters.
Oh.
Sponsored by the Maryland Settler, Getty's Gear, and other local businesses, the event is open to the public, prospective Civil War reenactors, and anyone with an interest in Civil War reenacting and living history. This is your chance to kind of try out what living history group you would like to be a member of.
I forgot that events have a sponsor too, so real quick, we have to play this.
I'm Wendell Clarkson, and I'm Vice President of Loans and Disappointment at M&T Bank. You know, when my customers come in, I want them to feel like they have a friend, like they're coming, I don't know, to their parents for a loan. And just like when you come to your parents for a loan, we're going to make you feel really bad about it.
All right, that was so if you ever need a loan at M&T Bank, Wendell Clarkson is the loan officer you want to talk to. Go ahead, what else you got for events?
Wednesday, March 26th from 5 to 9 p.m., which that is already next Wednesday.
Amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
The world is flying
month.
by. This month
Crazy.
is too. Yeah.
So it's charity night at Fourscore Beer Company. So join us for an evening at Fourscore Beer. Enjoy a craft beverage and something delicious from the craft kitchen. Folks at the Adams County Farmers Market will be on site to talk about the market, and there may even be a celebrity guest bartender serving up your favorite brews.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be.
Wonder who.
Time for the news with Cindy and Beth. Beth and Cindy won't leave you be red.
What's going down in Gettysburg? So come on, ladies. What's the word?
All right, go ahead.
That was a weird spot. So continuing with the event, 10% of the evening's proceeds will be donated to the Adams County Farmers Market to help support our community-driven mission and program. So don't be afraid to eat, drink, and be merry. It is hosted by the Adams County Farmers Market. So go see Reza.
Well, there you go. I bumped into Reza the other day and had another
Were you a
enjoyable
giant?
conversation. I was not. I was at Gettysburg Baking Company. Delicious, delicious, delicious. It's very tough because now I tell them I'll have the turkey sandwich, no bread. So they put all the
You're
ingredients.
literally in a baking company.
And that's why it's tough because the bread is good.
And they're probably like,
They're like, "What are you, an
how
idiot?"
is this joker doing?
Yeah. Well, they know my name.
You don't get norovirus from bread.
Oh my God.
You
Okay.
don't, but you do get it from turkey sometimes.
Time Travelers Reading Adventures are on March 22nd. Families are invited to join a park educator to explore two great books in March of 2025. Abe Lincoln at Last, which is part of the Magic Treehouse series by Mary Pope Osborne.
Magic Treehouse.
I know, I love Magic
Isn't that
Treehouse.
something? Still around.
Alfred Wold. That's
What?
not the name of
Woad?
this. Woad.
W-A-U-D? A-U-D?
No,
W-A-U-D?
they spelled it wrong. Goes to Gettysburg, a graphic novel by Ellen T. Crenshaw. Young readers and their families can enjoy both books in the 2025 selection through read-alouds, activities, and adventures recommended for families with children ages 7 to 12. No registration or tickets necessary, and it's at the Museum and Visitor Center. Go ahead. You're up.
Okay, so Cut a Rug Line Dancing is holding line dancing this Saturday, March 22nd from 5 to 9 p.m. Lessons and dancing. It's a $10 cover. It's at the Barn Resort in the Cunningham Ballroom.
And you know what song they do the line dancing to, guys? Just this little classic.
Matt's out there on the
I just wanted to play that a little bit. Go ahead.
All ages and skill levels are welcome. 16 and up is $10 per person. Ages 15 and under are free with a paid adult admission. Food and drinks will be available for purchase. And it is, again, through Cut a Rug line dancing.
There you go, Bethany.
I feel like we should do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Cooking class at the Mansion House, 1857 on March 24th from 6 to 9 p.m. Chef George Keeney leads a cooking class at the Mansion House, located in Fairfield. Their focus on the 24th is salads, dressings, and Asian culinary influences. They provide the recipes and begins with a lecture on cooking techniques. Participants will then enter the kitchen for a hands-on experience making a recipe. The event ends with a feast of all items cooked, prepared with a drink. The 3-hour class provides everything you need to master the recipes and enjoy a night of good food. You have to email to reserve your spot at mansionhouse1757@gmail.com.
Wow. Great read, by the way, there, Beth. Let's give her a round of applause. That was very good. Yeah. I mean, that was a good read. All right, Cindy, what do you got there?
Nothing.
Oh, I had another song. It was this one. The Pink Panther. All right, so that's it, huh? Nothing else, ladies.
That's it. I'm hungry.
I am too. But listen, let me tell you one more time. Digital History Pioneers, dhpioneers.com. You can email them there as well, dhpioneers@gmail.com. And all of that jazz. Don't forget that. And the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do is thank you for watching the show tonight. It was a long one, 2 hours and 26 minutes, according to my recording
Of
there.
our lovely faces and voices.
Yeah, it's really been amazing. But anyway, thank you for watching the show. And like I said, this is the last year of Addressing Gettysburg. And unless we get enough donations to grow it. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to keep it going. Ladies, I can't quit it. I will literally drop dead.
I sure picked the right time to meet Matt then.
You pick the right time to come in because you can swoop in, and you might be the only person who knows how everything will work back here. And then you can just hijack the show. And
no, I'm not going to do it alone.
Well, you can pick whoever you want. I'll be dead.
No.
Oh, you're going to do it with my corpse?
No.
So you just sit me in a chair like this? Like a Weekend at Bernie's it?
Yeah. No, you're going to be alive.
No, I don't know.
Remember what Robert Downey Jr. said in Tropic Thunder?
Oh, yeah.
He said, survive.
Survive. That's pretty good. Thanks for, I don't know, probably not watching anymore, but thanks for the period of time that everybody at Urgent Care watched the show.
They've been gone for hours.
Yeah, I know. They closed.
We've got you guys playing over here at Urgent Care. I'll never experience another winter in my life when I get FU money. Hey. No.
All right, so we're going to go. Thanks for everything. Javier, thanks for coming on, my friend. It was great to see you. Ethan, it was great to meet you. Tim, thanks for everything you do. Debbie, Mike Lentz, I'm glad you're better. And I think I've got everybody. Cindy, Bethany, thank you. Court, whatever your name is, have a great one.
Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin McLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowlery, Bethany Yingling, Debbie Jones, and Cindy Compton.
Lincoln?
Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels.
Battalion, 3rd Marine Infantry
Patrons,
Regiment.
maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
I will fraternize your business if you have one. You are not alone.
And if we don't, we'll make it up. Don't worry, guys. I got the Band-Aids. I know what it's going to be. It's called COVID.
It keeps falling off. I'm afraid. I got it. I've tried. There's all kinds of wise tales out there. I have a hard time with names sometimes. Aldersman, Brodesson.
this concludes our broadcast day.
Oh, you fat idiot, son of a bitch.
Why, Ike, whatever do you mean?